Welcome to the Am I the Jerk IRL show in real life, where you submit your craziest stories and we talk about them, hosted by JerkBot. The next episode will be streamed live so you can interact with us in real time, so make sure to turn on notifications so you don't miss it. And this is our test episode, so we're hoping to keep improving each episode, but we hope you like it. If you want to be on this show, shoot us a message over on Instagram at AmITheJerk and give us your thoughts on the stories we talk about in this episode down below. My 24-year-old girlfriend said to me, I'm a 27-year-old male, white people are gross, even though I'm white. What should I do?
That's it.
Serve him some coffee and...
Wait, first of all, what is she? What is she?
Yeah, wait.
It's not disclosed. It's just, that's all it is.
So she's not white, obviously.
Yeah. That's racist.
So
don't...
Is it racist?
That is racist.
Is it racist?
It's very racist. I don't care if it's come from a black person, Mexican, purple. It's racist.
See, I don't believe in racism.
What?
I do
What?
not. No, I'm not one of those people that's like, I don't see color. I just think that human beings are tribal, and it's tribalism, and it happens even within the quote unquote races. If you're a person of means and you live in a gated community, you don't want a person that's your race or your complexion living in your community if they're gonna mess up the community. Are you being racist towards the person that's your race? There's tribalism at the end of the day. So I'm that person that believes like you don't have to hate an entire race to think that this individual is gross. And I think that happens all the time. If I say I don't like you and that person is yellow, with the exposure of social media, people are like, you don't like all yellow people. No, I don't like you.
Oh, yeah.
Right, but if somebody thinks you're gross, why are you with them?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's why he's
because
confused.
maybe she doesn't think he's gross, but maybe she thinks the other whites are gross.
I mean, I've heard a stereotype that white people stink. So
Stink
yeah.
like what, Maya?
like no, like for real,
Stink like what, Maya?
like wet dog.
I knew it.
I see.
Because I heard
Wait,
that too.
stink
Yeah,
like
I've
a
heard-
dog?
You guys haven't
Wet
heard
dog.
that?
Oh, wet dog. Okay.
Yeah, wet dog.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a real like popular.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wet dog. That's why I asked her.
Okay.
Smell like what? Because I've heard that before too.
Right.
I see.
Yeah, wet dog. Interesting.
I guess a better word probably would be stereotyping. Yeah. Stereotyping.
Maybe some bias, maybe some prejudice.
Yeah.
Stereotyping as
Yeah.
well. I just think racist is just, I mean, the word's been so
It has definitely been overused, so I'll give you that.
blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
It's tribalism. People are like, this is me, this is my crew, and I don't want you over here. And that can happen within a race.
Well, could you stay with someone who you were with and they said whatever race you are, that race is gross, or does that not matter?
No.
I could.
You could?
What?
I could.
Okay.
I could.
Wait, could or couldn't?
I could.
Oh, could. Okay.
I could, because I have the same thoughts of other races and ethnicities. I absolutely could. I think absolutely, yes. I think that collectively, I'm not afraid of the word stereotype, and I'm not afraid of the word demographic at all. There are certain stereotypes that are true. If someone were to tell me, that's why Puerto Ricans eat rice. I'm Puerto Rican, in case you didn't get that already. if someone says to me, that's why Puerto Ricans eat rice and beans all day, I'd be like, you damn right, we do. And I eat it 3 meals a day if I could.
Fine.
Like, it's not insulting to me. There's a lot of truth in stereotypes, and I'm not sensitive about it. So if someone said, you know what, the majority of Puerto Ricans I met were XYZ, that was your experience, and I'm not gonna take that experience from you. I can just be the Puerto Rican I am, and you can yay or nay knowing me. But I don't throw a cape on my back and it's like, I'm Miss Puerto Rico and you are to like all of us. Like, it causes a lot of trouble and it's unnecessary. Because some stereotypes are true.
Yeah.
yeah, I see that point. Yeah.
You understand? Like, I can rock with you. Just don't disrespect me.
Yeah,
Not crazy to me or my mama or something.
Yeah, oh yeah, I mean.
But gross, like, that's a strong word. What's making you say all that?
Gross,
Like, yo.
what is
Like, right, what's gross?
Like in a good way.
Right, stereotype in a good
makes
way.
you think that, gross, like what happened?
I want to know the context of what was going on when she decided to drop that bomb on this
Yeah,
guy.
how long were they dating
Yeah,
for?
like, did he like toot in front of her? And then,
It could just mean that you guys kiss your dogs.
Oh,
You
yeah,
kiss
that
your
too.
dogs.
That's
It could be that. Like, that's gross to me.
sleeping with your dogs.
Oh,
What if he
my-
put on his
my
wet
little
dog
Chewbacca.
cologne?
But tongue kissing the dogs, maybe a no for some
Yeah, no.
some of us.
No, no, thank you.
No, yeah.
Yeah, no. dogs are gross in general, but you know.
What? Aw.
Yeah, I don't like dogs.
You don't like dogs?
I don't like dogs.
Who doesn't like dogs?
Oh my god. Aw.
They're nasty, they're slobby, they're loud, they're dirty. And then you guys sleep.
I'm about to check your head
Kiss
for
them.
666. This is impossible. Who doesn't like
666?
dogs? Who doesn't like dogs?
Oh my gosh. I like bunnies. Like stuff like that, you know.
You like cats? Tell me you like cats.
No. I'm scared of cats.
Scared of
They're
cats.
so mysterious and creepy. Like
I mean, listen, I have cats and dogs. Cats, no, I do, but like cats, you know, some are like all cuddly and some are like, you know,
I mean, you're right.
back
Cats
up.
are that. I
demons.
have a cat.
yeah.
Like my cat stares me down like
is
she
it
wants to fight.
mysterious?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I
yo,
hate
what are you
that
looking at? She's just
I hate
like,
that they stare at you. That's weird. Like, no.
Yeah. But I still love them.
But I'm about conversation, so I would want to know what she meant by gross.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
that I want to know.
We need more context.
Right.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Give me some info. I may agree.
Yeah. Right. Right.
I may agree, even if I'm of that race. I may be like, yeah, you're right. You got
I mean,
a point.
yeah, me too. I might be like, yeah, them white people. And like, for real.
The chat is upset by this. I'm a cat person. Cats aren't
What, really?
mysterious. They aren't creepy. I love dogs.
My bad.
It's like bunnies.
Not making any friends on this show.
Right?
Don't appease the chat. Say what you feel.
You're right. You're right.
I am seriously contemplating divorcing my husband over a prank. 3 pranks in particular have angered me to the point of tears, raging out, and now I am contemplating divorce. Prank 1 was making coffees for our guests with my breast milk. I'm having trouble pumping, so I don't have much stored anyway. I was so angry and embarrassed. Prank 2 was pretending to have his fingers cut off in the garden. He dragged it on for ages too and put fake blood around. Not just a quick little joke. And lastly, prank 3, which happened today, and I feel is my final straw. Last night, I was hinting about breakfast in bed, so this morning he brings me in a coffee, toast, and some chocolates. What I assumed was peanut butter on my toast was in fact our baby's poop, as I have severe sinus issues, and I didn't realize that when I took a small bite. I spat it out straight away and he laughed hysterically, and I told him to get out. He later messaged me and said that all of his workmates thought it was hilarious, which is just embarrassing on top of it all. So, what should I do? If somebody puts their baby's poop on dried bread,
Yeah, no,
what would
that's
you?
last straw. Like, no.
The last straw.
No, that's way too
Yeah,
far.
that Nutella, okay.
Right. You can get sick. That's not.
I mean, the breast milk, I was like,
Right.
You know, the cut in the fingers, but the poop.
No, I think the breast milk was really gross. I think it was really gross because even the poop was her baby for her, but your guess, like if someone gave me a cup of coffee and then I found out later that someone's boob milk was in it, there'd be hell to pay.
Well, you're right, because circle of life, right? Your breast milk, then your child's poop, it's kind of coming back to you. You know?
Yeah, it's your baby. It's your poop. It all belongs to you. It's all in house. But
All right.
It's natural.
Hakuna Matata.
breast milk is not that bad. Poop is way too far.
But she fed the breast milk to the friends, right?
Yeah,
That's a
but
guess.
I mean, my breast milk isn't bad. If
It-
I'm drinking my breast
It
milk,
doesn't taste like much.
but I know what it tastes like. But I'm just saying.
Tried it.
I'm just saying. Someone else's breast milk is really just gross.
Right. So always get coffee black at somebody's house now.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm traumatized just that fast. Now it's black coffee forever.
That's
For
the moral
real,
of the
like you
story.
don't know what you're getting. Like,
feel like it goes the poop, the finger, then the breast milk.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't even 100% sure he gave the guest the breast milk, or he just joked that he was going to.
Right.
Yeah.
But
So he
she's-
wasted the breast
I mean-
milk just to say how
Right.
I think your kid needs that.
Wasting
Yeah,
breast
'cause it
milk.
says
and she
I'm having
barely-
trouble
yeah.
Precious
pumping.
resource.
Yeah, I'm
She
having
gotta-
trouble pumping, so I don't have much breast milk stored
Right.
away.
Then
So
she gotta-
that's true. That's a good point.
She gotta pump more. Like
Yeah.
you putting stress on her body. Like no.
So, what if you were to divorce this guy? What would you retaliate somehow? Would you do
No.
something back before you did it?
no.
I think I'd make him think I am.
What?
Oh, just live in fear constantly.
That's it.
When's
Every
the other
day
shoe
of
gonna
your
drop?
life.
Yeah.
You don't know if it's
One
coming.
day
That's it.
I'll get you back, and he's just constantly looking over his shoulder.
I mean, but was he? My question always, when people that are married start complaining about someone else's actions, their spouse, was he like that when you met him? Was he like that when you met him? Is my number one question. Now, if you grew tired of it, that's your responsibility. But if he was like that when you met him, and it was key, and now it got on your nerves, I mean, there was no guarantee he was going to grow up or out of that. So
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
let's
true.
see.
You're bad.
Lied. I mean, I told my wife I don't yell at baseball, and so I mean, was he like, oh, I hate pranks, and all of a sudden it was like, I got that ring on the finger, here's some duty.
I don't think it changed overnight. Nah.
Right.
I think he was always like that.
Yeah.
My husband is making us fly home from our honeymoon after one day because he found out that I sent my ex a simple goodbye text on the morning of our wedding. It was a goodbye text, for goodness sake, not an I will always love you text, not a drop everything and meet me at the altar text. I needed to say goodbye to have closure on the unmarried part of my life. Please tell me my sensitive, nostalgic girlies understand.
No, the girlies do not understand.
Right, we don't.
The girlies
No,
do
we
not.
No,
Like I try to think about all the time. I'm not a perfect person, but I try to think about all the time. What if it were me? What if it happened to me? And if that happened to me, if I found my new husband's text messages, I mean, cue the psycho shower music. Stat. It's disrespectful. I don't think it's necessary. And you know, I always say you're building on quicksand. If you're literally starting a life with someone else and you have to say goodbye to someone, you're a liability.
It's
Right, like why you
Yeah.
still thinking about that?
right. That person
All
is
the
still on your
contact.
mind. Like, why are they still in your mind? Like,
Right, like
come on
now I'm married, so goodbye. But before we're just engaged, like, hey, how you doing?
Right, like, what you mean goodbye? Like,
Yeah.
y'all was kicking it? Like, what's going on?
Should have been goodbye and
Right, when you
Long time
first
ago.
got with your boyfriend, that's weird.
Like up to the last minute.
Right.
Hey, we're about to
Yeah.
smash on our honeymoon.
I guess now, now it's
Bye.
becoming real. Bye. Like, no.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
That's
And
the
why just
kind of
one ex? Don't you have to go through every single?
Right, like, you gonna go through the list? You gonna go down the
Recent
roster?
one.
Like, come on now.
True. Yeah. Why is it that specific ex?
Right.
But I always say there are a lot of single people in relationships. Follow me. There are a lot of single people in relationships. There's people that are single-minded and don't consider that, you know, there has to be a shift when you get with someone. They're still living like, oh, I can still say hi to this friend and I can still hang out. Then stay single,
Right. Yeah.
mother effer.
Yeah, she's been with me for 5 years, but I've been with her for 3 years.
yeah, just
What?
Thank you.
doesn't work that way.
There it
That's
is.
stolen from Patrice.
Wow.
There it is.
Yeah, no.
All right, before we
Wedding
jump.
day, on your wedding day.
Wow,
Yes.
wait, it was a wedding day?
Wedding
Ouch.
day.
Oh,
Oh yeah. It was
On the honeymoon.
no,
right?
it was a honeymoon.
Oh,
It
okay.
was a honeymoon
Oh, the
one.
honeymoon.
So they went on the honeymoon for one day, and then they made her fly home. Made them both fly home early.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was in the middle of a honeymoon.
So you wasted
Oh,
the
God.
honeymoon.
right. Oh, I wouldn't have
I get it. I
flew
get
home.
it.
He doing too much. I feel
Yeah.
like, mm-mm.
Change-
No.
At least change your password on your phone. Something.
Right. What?
Stay single, people.
I'm a 26-year-old male, and my girlfriend, who's a 22-year-old female, just did the deed with the male friends she told me not to worry about. Now she's begging me not to break up with her. How do I navigate this? I've been planning to propose to my girlfriend of 4 years. We have not done the deed since she wanted to save it for marriage. She went to a birthday party with some friends from a Discord gaming server, and 4 of them went back to her apartment after the party was over and did the deed with her. She's begging me not to dump her over this. What do I do? Is there anything left to save here at all?
Oh, she's living. Baby girl is living a life, huh?
No, that is not it.
No?
Let's not glamorize that. That is not okay.
We have like yin and yang over here.
Right?
It's like YOLO. Jim, help me out here. It's YOLO.
No.
It's YOLO. Life is short.
No.
But did you know couples?
Life
if
is
you're
long.
That
No.
single, so
Thank
she
you.
got that single mentality.
Thank
that
you.
If you're,
Like-
Right, single.
right. So don't propose.
Right. A lot of people
Don't propose.
Break up.
Start there.
a lot of people are gonna hate me for this, but monogamy is not natural. It's not innate. It's not natural. It's a decision that you make, right? And then it's a muscle that you have to upkeep. People think I'll just take these vows and that'll keep us committed. It is a muscle. You have to, you know what I mean? Keep exercising the muscle of don't be around beautiful women. Don't be in situations where this guy, oh, I wonder what that mouth do. It's a constant muscle.
I mean,
It's
if
work.
you're in
It's
love and-
work. And people will show you, and very, very seldom, rarely are people able to keep that muscle going in relationships. And they'll show you right away. She's showing him, I'm not going to be able to work on this muscle, and it's always going to be an arduous task. So she's not the one. But always keep in mind, monogamy is a choice, and you're always going to be fighting that urge. Everybody's fine. We're all beautiful. People are, you know, personalities, and they have these smiles, and you're like, oh my God, his butt is perfect, and it's natural. So it's a muscle.
It's natural to look, but I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I keep my ring on my finger. If I take it off, forget it. Back up. But I mean,
I guess you gotta
Yeah.
train yourself to, you know,
like, don't get married if you can't
right.
be
If
with
you
one
can't,
person.
you know, contain.
Because some
that,
can't. Some just like, you know, there's a buffet out there, you know.
And
You don't want to
realize-
just eat in your kitchen or go to a buffet. Pick one.
Right.
You know?
And then realize that people change. I may want to be with you forever the first year we're married. And then the second year I'm like, so my boss is like really fine. And that's just, humans are like that. We're flighty, but tradition and religion has suppressed how we really are, our nature. It
So
just
is
suppressed-
monogamy worth it?
Yes.
Depends. Yeah. If there's a lot in it for you, monogamy
Is
is
it worth it for you?
For me, not
I feel
yet.
like I feel like
It hasn't been yet.
Not yet.
It hasn't been worth it for me yet.
Why?
Why is that?
Because I feel like it wasn't reciprocal enough for what I was giving. Like it wasn't reciprocal. However, there is this guy
Uh-oh.
that I met. And I'm like, I throw all that BS away that I said about monogamy if he proposed.
is he watching? Like, yeah,
He just-
What was different about him?
Oh
Right.
my God. He's like, it's like, if I had to explain it, it's sort of like a pretty woman experience. No, I'm
no,
a pretty
so you're
woman.
Julia Robertson.
Yeah, so
Right.
it's like he's just showing me things I've never seen before and putting me in different situations. He's just like, it's very exciting. It's different.
See?
Does he know you feel this way?
Yeah, probably.
I'm like, watch this. Come
Yeah,
back.
probably.
Yeah, send him the link.
But even then, I have very realistic expectations of humans in general. So, you know, I know maybe, all right, he's wonderful now, but in 5 years, is that thing
Right.
gonna get on my nerves? Is what I do gonna get on his nerves? So I don't like to, you know what I mean, like put people in a chokehold and put expectations on them because we change. We're, you know what I mean? I'm not saying go be a, you know, SLUT, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying that keep room open for yourself to just be human, first and foremost. Just be human.
What do
I
you,
mean, that's straight up honest.
what do you mean
you know.
keep room open? What does that mean?
Like understand that people are gonna naturally be attracted to other people. Like have that realization, have that reality.
So you're saying
in your mind.
it's okay to look, but like don't touch.
If that's what you promised the other person, don't
Okay.
touch.
Okay.
Don't do it. Or just, you know, there's a lot of cowardice in relationships. And I always say, your friend knows way more than the person that penetrates you. And that's wild to me. It's really wild to me. Like if you want to, a guy will never know and a woman will never know how their significant other really feels, but their best friend knows everything. But then when you ask someone, who did you marry? I married my best friend. No, you didn't. Your best friend knows what's really going on in your marriage. He doesn't know. She doesn't know. So you didn't marry your best friend. Your best friend is over here. She's like, girl, did you see that guy at the job? She knows everything. So it's a myth that I married my best friend. Yeah, okay.
I feel like
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I don't know. I don't want to sound like a Hallmark card, but I mean, because like, we all been through it with people, right? But then like, when I met my wife, I was like, all right, that's it. This is the one. And like, I honestly, like, I don't flirt. She thinks I do with everybody. Like, hey, how you doing? I don't care who you are, male, female, but I'm not. I'm just like, I joke. I have that personality.
And you're a comedian, so you're always on.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm just joking with everybody. But I can honestly say, like, I'm not going to go look at somebody else and be like, oh man, why'd I get married? I hope she don't think that. Like,
see, and some
but she
people
don't. But like,
then you're good for commitment, and some people are. But I'm telling you, it's seldom. And then it's about options. Let's not ignore you're as faithful as your options.
Like, because if Derek Jeter calls,
right?
Like, oh.
You know what I'm saying? It's like that's another thing. When you have options, it's a lot harder for men and women. Yeah.
But at least you'll go into that relationship with that, like, hey, listen, this is how I feel. Yeah. You're not gonna like BS somebody along, like, oh yeah, you and me forever, baby.
Yeah, I'm super honest.
Like, go home.
They haven't done the deed since they've been together for 4 years, and then she did it with 4 guys at the party or whatever.
Well, she sounds like a liar. She sounds like a liar. You don't go from being a virgin to a train, like
that was whoa.
How does that even
marriage?
Right. It's like it sounds weird. That's quite
fake,
that's quite adventurous for I mean, woo.
You know what? She probably just doesn't like the guy that much, because if she's gonna let those dudes run a train on her, she was like, "Oh, you looking what I like, you smelling what I like. Come on, let's go."
She
to the
goes
room.
from so innocent to like, oh my god, I love bunnies, but that
my bad.
I tried to be nice to
my bad. Well, I'm
like,
just
on the board.
My bad. Well, I'm just saying, like, she don't like that guy like that. I think she knows he's good for her, but she's not physically attracted to him.
It's just
sexually attracted to him.
I agree. What turns her on, what gets her cookie baked, is that situation.
Maybe he just takes care of her.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. And she know if she stay with him, she'll be good. Yeah.
And did you notice that it's these guys were from a Discord gaming server?
Jeez. Ouch.
So
Always the ones you least expect.
So
that's random.
He's got a lot of competition, but it's crazy that he's still even debating what he should do in this situation.
Well, he's a simp. He's a simp, and he's probably somebody more than likely someone who has limited options. When a person has limited options, they put up with a hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
A hell of a lot. Even something as absurd as that happening to him. Who else is going to want
if
me?
you're content and you don't want to start fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start fresh, baby. Start fresh.
Please.
Rip the plastic
You don't want
off.
that in your life. No.
I maxed out 1 million on my credit cards and I fled the United States. I'm graduating from university and I'm about to leave. Before returning to China, I maxed out my credit cards from various banks, personal and business cards, totaling 140,000 US dollars, equivalent to over 1 million Chinese yuan. A big thank you to Chase, Citibank, and American Express for supporting me over the last 3 years. Although your banking services are excellent, I always remember that I am Chinese and my mission is to revive China. Let me first use this pot of gold in my life to contribute to my motherland. This is also a strong blow to American imperialism, a final lesson for American capitalists. He just took $140,000 in loans and credit cards, left the country, went back to China, and I guess they can't get him from there, from the way it sounds like this.
Well, I mean, can we go to China, do that, then come back?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
If you like your head on your neck, I suggest you don't.
Oh,
Man,
right.
like,
China is
yeah, they'd be like, delete that part. That's interesting. I mean, if you could pull like a Danny Ocean's 11 or something and get away with it, I mean.
I don't know exactly who he's writing this to, but whoever it is, I guess they're trying to inspire other people to do this. I don't know how this is even possible.
right.
So it was it sounds like it's his way to like stick it to America.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Like,
he says
right. It
lessons
sounds
American
like he just
capitalists,
hates America.
To
or
hell with
something.
you and
Yeah.
He's like, thanks, Chase.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets
Right.
a big thank you
Yeah.
to Chase for supporting me for 3 years. Chase, Citibank, and American Express.
Doesn't like capitalism, but wants a lot of money.
At least he said thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? You gotta thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you give it. He was very
Could've just-
grateful. $140,000. Just see ya. That was it.
I think his money has a lot less impact than he thinks it does.
Yeah.
140.
I mean,
I mean, I
Really?
feel like
Dropping
they've got to
the
be
bucket.
coming after him. It's not, right. Like
Right.
they're not going to just leave you alone for
I don't know.
$140,000. They're not going to. They're not going to try and find
Yeah,
you.
yeah, America's
But like,
real
what about how?
Oh.
You know, what
about
names
their
he-
money.
So this is like the modern version of DB Cooper, I guess, but except he just walked out the
Just
building.
left.
Because isn't
Yeah.
like
I
America
think
going
there's this thing
after
called
people?
extradition where they can bring you back. and-
Like, isn't America going after people who like lied for PPP loans and stuff? And that was a little bit of money, so I'm sure they'd go out there and snatch them up if they could.
Seems like the banks would have a department that deals with this type of thing. He's not the first one to think like,
Or-
oh man, if
or
only
they
I
just-
crossed state lines.
Or they expect that certain amount of money to be missing annually. Maybe
I mean,
they
like
just
like a petty.
wash it off.
yeah, maybe they're
petty
like,
cash,
this is
like,
gonna happen.
He left.
He
But then
left.
where can we go that I would want to live? Other than, like, thanks, Chase. This was great.
I'm calling tomorrow so they can like give me back them damn overdraft fees. Seeing as
Like, yo,
people
you
are
let
just
this guy
doing what they
go.
want. People
that
are just doing what
$4.99.
they want.
Yeah.
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 I got
So you
ATM
wanna-
fees.
He charged me $35 when this dude just went
Right.
to China.
Right. Like, what?
Like, I know you could afford that, but that
Right.
ain't happening.
I am a 26-year-old female. My profession is the oldest profession, and I live alone. I'm struggling economically, so I got into the oldest profession to find a way of income. I've had multiple different clients. I've never really had feelings for any of them. Most of them have them be older men. Yesterday, I was paid to be with a young man, a 22-year-old male. I won't reveal his name, but I'll call him Mike. Mike's father hired me to be with him for his 22nd birthday. Mike is a quadriplegic with limited mobility on most of his body. He can't feel anything below his neck. As a result of that, Mike uses an electric wheelchair to move around. I talked with him and he told me that he was paralyzed when he was a child in a car accident. Mike's father is very wealthy, so he paid me a lot to be the entire evening of his birthday with his son. He even paid me to give him an experience of having a girlfriend. So I'm the oldest profession worker, and I have feelings for my disabled client now. What do I do?
He can't feel anything from the neck down, you said?
Yeah, Michael's a quadriplegic with limited mobility on most of his body. Yes, he can't feel anything below his neck.
So she was just throwing his limbs around, like around her and tying him like a scarf around his neck.
Yeah, I guess he can't feel anything.
Just rubbing his ears. It sounds like that movie where they paid. What was that movie?
Yeah, I know what you're talking
They,
about.
they
I
to
forgot
go
the
to
name.
prom or something. It was in this. They became
Yeah.
friends, but she fell in love. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like are we the jerks to think, oh man, she fell in love? It was like,
Right. We're the two.
like, I mean, maybe he has a great personality.
Yeah, I said she should stay with them.
Do you think he should
Yeah.
stay?
Plus,
Yeah.
he has money. Like, you'll be good.
Oh, that's a good plus. That's a good plus.
I'm just saying, like, she's struggling already, and she fell in love. You might as well just stay with him.
Maybe
Yeah.
she really likes how he's like hits the keys with his pencil. Maybe it's sexy.
Oh, like,
Oh, true.
I think it's a win-win. I mean, you know, but is the father going to keep paying her? Is the thing. Then we'll see if she really loves
That's a good
him.
point. Yeah.
or
yeah,
do
if she
they
stops
get
paying him.
married?
Right? Is she really?
Make sure there's no prenup.
I believe it if she.
Yeah, if he stops paying her, she's still gonna feel in love. I mean,
then,
Right.
she's
then I'll
saying
do
she has feelings for him, but
Yeah.
Yeah. But maybe he has great conversation.
Yeah.
And
But can
she
you-
won't have to like. She won't have to do the S with him or anything.
Right.
He can't feel anything. He can't.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it sounds like she's saying that's what she does, but maybe she's not doing that with him because why? I mean, she can, I guess, right?
Right. I mean, if he's not feeling anything from the neck down.
Yeah.
I say
So-
she should just stop doing that, whatever girlfriend experience stuff, because she just racking up experience, and then when she meets her next husband, it's just gonna be hard to really love him. So now that she found someone that she loves, just stay.
Wait, are you talking about like the pair bonding? She's not going to be able to pair bond
Yeah.
if she has it.
Yeah.
You believe that?
Yeah.
Oh my
Let's
god!
break it down. Parabon
like-
debate. Here we go.
Humans are so
Here we go.
humans are so obnoxious.
Oh my god.
Humans are
Humans?
so obnoxious. They're so obnoxious. Listen, anything, every living thing from cockroaches to bears mate. We mate. You have lady parts and men have, male parts. And they mate. Like, we're so obnoxious sometimes where it's like, no, when we made it special and stars.
It
lined up.
is.
No, it makes babies. That's a
baby. That's a human. That's a life. It's not just a baby. Like,
I'm not going to put whimsy on something I've seen cockroaches do. I'm not going to do it.
Wait, you watch cockroaches?
Right, like what? What that look like? What?
I will watch frogs, roaches. I'm curious. Flies up in the sky. It's
Discovery Channel.
Yeah.
You want to see how other things are getting down with the get down.
Like, I just feel like once you've got so much experience, it
For those who know what it is, explain what it is first. Yeah.
Yeah, this is new to me.
See, I can't really explain it. Like,
I think she believes in the STDs, the sexually transmitted demons, they call it.
Oh.
So whenever you sleep with somebody, it's like whatever they're about connects to you.
No,
you
Okay,
can't.
so it looks like she has a different definition. What's your definition?
Oh, let's hear
it
it.
ain't that deep for me, but I don't know. It's like it gets to a certain point where it becomes old. You become used to it. It's like, oh, same old, same old. Gotta get to know this person. Then like sex just becomes like, oh, okay.
Well, that's when you get the whipped cream and.
But then how many times can you keep pulling out the whipped cream till it just gets
Nutella.
Well, then, but we can say.
Remember that baby's poop?
Nutella on the neighbor. Nutella with your friends.
Oh my gosh.
But therein lies, it's funny that you say that because therein lies the biggest issue with marriage, monotony. Because how you're sleeping with the same person over and over again in the same position, and now after 5 years he's farting in the bed. So that can happen with one person.
But no, it doesn't get old because you love that person. Like,
So you're saying she could be with him because she loves him
yes,
and just be happy.
yes.
Oh, you believe in that love thing?
Wait, Jen,
What?
you don't
You don't believe in love now?
No.
We don't believe in love now.
This
Like, what's going
fictional
on? Like, oh my god! Like what? Oh my
Love
god!
is like the band. Here's the thing. I don't listen. I told you I'm unorthodox in my thinking. I don't think love conquers all. I think communication conquers all. I think communication is much, much, much stronger than love. That is why people cheat and say, "But I still love them." Right? What is that? Right? Yeah, I cheated, but I still love them. So love is the Band-Aid.
Is love real to you? Do you think love is real?
Right?
No.
What?
Love is not real at all.
Well, I mean,
I think it's I really do think. Jen, you want to go?
no. I kind of got that vibe when you were talking about that earlier, like with the being real with somebody.
It's the same thing. Listen, if chocolate gives me the same feeling that making really, really good love gives me, I'm not putting my whole life into this bucket when I can get it from a Hershey bar.
What?
Right?
Sometimes you get it from a Dove.
Doing it. Now I do feel like you will have amazing chemistry with some people, but haven't we all had that amazing chemistry? And if we see them now, we'll run them over with our car. This person that we loved, right? So it's fleeting. So I believe in admiration, adoration, really digging somebody. I believe in chemistry, but that love word is bizarre to me. It's bizarre. It
is a strong word.
What about soulmate?
No.
I believe no. I don't believe in soulmates. I believe that you can have great chemistry with people, and anybody can be your soulmate.
Is the chemistry always temporary though?
I think so.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as permanent chemistry?
No, I think chemistry can have longevity, but you have to have two people on the same wavelength that understand the nature of humans. That's what I think. But I think a couple could go into 60, 70, 80 years old and still have that chemistry. Absolutely. Sometimes it's like we have best friends for 30, 40, 50 years.
Exactly. I was going to say, because like it doesn't have to be a sexual relationship. Your best friends, that's a relationship, and you click with them. You know what I'm saying? Because I got two people I consider my best friends, and one is a male, and he and I are just like, we joke even from miles away. Like, we're watching baseball together, we'll text the same thing. We took an improv class together. I was like, don't get up with me because we're going to be so in sync.
Right.
And I'm so in sync with him. Right. So you can have that with somebody. But, I guess, I got married, so I believe in love.
Right.
I didn't always. I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
So going back to the original story, in this disabled client and the worker, Do you think that this is like just pure chemistry? There's just like a conversational chemistry. What do you think is drawing her so close to
Can
them?
he speak, or is it like the?
No, he can speak from the
you know
neck,
what I'm saying?
neck down.
Like,
neck
I
down.
love you. You know, like I'm just saying, like
if she
you know,
stops taking the money, I'll believe it.
Okay.
That's where I
yeah,
stand
that's
on
such a
it.
good point.
So you think
I think
it's
it's like
all?
ex-
And then
Expectations,
how
like-
good looking is he? I'm just,
He must be-
you try these gens, but I just mean like,
He must be hot from the
like
neck
I mean,
up.
he's got that's what I'm saying, those ears,
Yeah.
but like he's got a personality. Yes, does mean a lot because somebody could be so good looking and they're just
Jerks.
a jerk, and it's like, oh man, that takes away from it. And then it could be vice versa, where somebody's maybe not as good looking, but they're like the sweetest person. But yeah, I'm curious of this guy.
I mean, I dated a guy with one leg before.
Oh,
Yeah, and it was
What's the story then?
right.
I thought I could do it. Like I was like, yeah, it won't bother me. And then one time I was visiting, and he pulled this sucker off, and I was like,
Did you know already before?
yeah, I already know.
But you just hadn't seen it.
I didn't see it.
And that changed when you saw it.
Like
Yeah, it
hopping
did.
around.
I was like,
what
I
changed in your mind?
I felt like not only did I not have the stomach for it, I knew that it would require more to love this man and be with this man. Now I'm helping him sometimes maybe grease up the knee knob to, you know what I mean? And it's like,
Tin
that's
Man.
not,
It's like-
that's not me. I'm not that girl.
Compared to, let's call him Mr. Perfect, the other guy,
Uh-huh.
what is the big difference between that guy and this guy?
He has 2 legs.
I mean, I'm obviously besides the legs. What makes that guy that you sound
The
like
only
if you
difference
propose,
really
you would
Right.
take it?
But then she
Well,
probably
no.
gotta clean him.
Well, no, the
Clean?
This
guy
is
with
a
the
nurse.
the guy with the no leg, that was many, many, many moons ago. I was a kid. I was a teenager.
Okay.
So I definitely wasn't even. But now at this age, yeah, I've seen some pretty fine guys in wheelchairs, and I'm like, hey, yeah, wheel me around. You know, there's some really fine guys in wheelchairs. They got that upper body and the muscular. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But you never know how much is working from the waist down. So I've never attempted to, because I'm like, no, I don't want to. You know what I mean? You're fine,
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh, I'm not working from the waist down. I'm like, damn.
So, if that guy proposed, you would have said no. But if this newer guy proposed, you would say yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
But so, what's the essence of the new guy then? What makes him say
Right.
propose?
He has,
marriage.
you know, it's the 80.
I mean, besides the legs.
No, you know, it's the 80-20. It's the 80-20. You're not going to meet anybody that's perfect. But he has the majority of things that I know that I can see longevity with.
Okay.
Right? And you're
Like
not going
what?
to find anybody.
Right, like what?
Sense of humor, chemistry. He speaks my language. I'm New Yorker, so we're very vulgar and brash. And
Nobody here understands me.
No, right.
They
And
don't.
then
They're like,
people-
you're mean. I'm like,
And a lot of men that I've dated, they're like, oh, why do you have to curse so much? And do you have to be so loud? And I'm like, yeah, I fucking got it. You know what I mean? So we speak the same language, and I know already, even though he's not perfect, he's not a perfect man. He's not a white knight. But I know that he has a lot of things that are cool with me, and I have a lot of things that are cool with him. Now, do I see marriage in my future? Absolutely not. But I'm just saying, if he will, I would be like, sure. I mean, you come close enough.
Yeah.
I come close enough.
this is shit.
Right?
She's honest. I mean,
Yeah, I don't do the
Yeah.
fairy tale. I think a lot of people go into long-term relationships and marriage with that fantasy. And then 3 years down the line, boy, you're like, do you have to eat the Fruity Pebbles like that?
Whatever you want. Then we forward to the next one. So starting with this Jen.
Hi. So I am Jen, born and raised in the Bronx, New York, if you couldn't tell already. I am a transplant, happily living in Vegas now. I act, I write, I create. I was potting or podcasting. I'm taking a break from it because it got very, very intense. But now I'm still all of delicious me on my Instagram at follow Jen Garcia, spelled like Jerry Garcia, and then Jen, Jen, very simple. Follow Jen Garcia and stay out my DMs, please.
All right. Next, Jen.
I'm Jen K, also born and raised in New York. Here we go. New Yorkers. From Queens. I'm a stand-up comedian. Been living in Vegas for 4 years. Just performing all over, trying to do my thing out here. It's different. Found good pizza, so I'm happy.
Okay.
Nice. My name's Quinn. I'm a long-term friend of the show. Just happy to be here.
Cool.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. My name is Maya. Trying to get into, the YouTube scene. Follow me on my YouTube. Hello Brown Girl, one word, all platforms. I'm a dancer. Yeah. And I create art. That's me.
Cool. And we got a lot of people in the chat saying New York. Woohoo!
Oh,
And
and
they're stoked on
Gen K
that.
comedy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
say it again. Say it again.
Gen Kay comedy.
Okay.
There we go.
Gen K comedy.
I cried in front of my wife, and since then, there has been a strange atmosphere between us. I'm actually not very emotional, and my wife has never seen me cry in the 3 years we've known each other. But the last few weeks have been very hard on me, and I broke down crying in front of her the other day. I expected her to be encouraging and understanding, but instead, she was disgusted. We then went to sleep, and somehow there has been a strange atmosphere between us ever since. When I asked my wife about it, she said she didn't expect a traditional Christian man to show such weakness. She said she can't unsee it. She said she can't unsee it and now sees me in a different light. She feels less attracted to me after seeing me cry. She wanted to make it clear to me that no woman ever wants to see her husband cry, even though women always say men should be more emotional. That's just what they say. Women want men strong. She had no answer to the question of how can I fix the situation? How can I convince my wife of my masculinity and win her back?
Okay. So,
Like,
okay, so it depends on, it sounds like this was an isolated incident. My thing is always, how much do you have in the bank of masculinity with me, right? Because I've seen men cry before. So if they're like men that I already think you're a wuss already and now you're crying to boot.
You're bankrupt.
You feel me?
Yeah, okay.
But I've seen men cry that are, the epitome.
Overdrawn like that. I mean,
I've seen men cry that are the epitome of masculinity. And it's some strong, sexy tears, man. It's some strong, sexy tears. And women know the difference. And it's a beautiful sight almost because the man is always so strong. So when that happens, you're like, yo, this is serious. But I don't know how she pulled Jesus into this. Like,
When I asked my wife about it, she said that she didn't expect a traditional Christian man to show such weakness. She said she can't unsee it and now sees me in a different light. She feels less attracted to me after seeing me cry.
See, crying, I mean, I if you break out crying right now, I'm like, oh man, you okay? Like I get uncomfortable. I do. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, you're crying. Now, my dad was Italian, and you walk in, they kiss men, and and he was a sensitive dude. I remember going to the movies with him, like Armageddon. He whips out his handkerchief, and he's like, "Do you need it?" I'm like, "No, I don't need it. Like it's a movie, But so I've been around but my dad was a big tough guy, but so it's kind of all right. I've seen dudes cry, but to say, I mean, why did he cry? Was it?
He just said it was a very hard few weeks. That's it.
So
He
we don't
didn't
know
say
his
what it was.
situation.
Yeah.
Right, so we don't
Could
know
be
if
anything.
his bunny died, since you don't like cats and dogs, right? So we don't know. So to say man, you crying, you wuss.
So do you think this is repairable, or do you think this is a lost cause here?
I think it's a lost cause for him. I think she's a bia.
Yeah, I think he needs to go.
yeah.
That's what I think because and I'm not one of those women like men got to be more emotional. I say bring back toxic masculinity. Please bring back toxic masculinity.
Toxic masculinity.
Seriously, like I don't like the pendulum has swung all the way to the other side, and now men are like, I want roses too. And why don't you pick me up? For days.
Well, that's just because how today's world is with chicks. We could do it too. I would tell my brother don't I mean I get it, you on a date, you pay, but I'm like, she could pay for you too. I'm not gonna lie, I tell my brother that. And I'm like,
blasphemy.
I'm like, I'm just saying, you go out, you don't always have to fork out the money. I'm saying, you want to be a gentleman, but there's some times where it's like, hey, I got you. I could buy the ice cream today.
Yeah.
And I'm
And I'm the opposite how you described your dad. I've never in my entire life seen my dad shed a tear.
Yeah, me neither.
Ever.
I don't know. Italian men are
Not
sensitive.
at-
Like, I
not
don't know.
at funerals, not at hospital visits. He thinks that cemeteries are a waste of land.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm I come from a background of very like Neanderthals, damn near. So that's what I expect when I hang out with guys. I expect you to be able to move furniture without my help.
I mean, I see where she's coming from though. Like, no, the wife, because I don't want to see my man cry. Like, I don't.
No.
I don't want to see my man cry. But I'm not
You
gonna
don't
be
wanna see
like,
it, but if
bunny
he does
lady,
cry,
right?
are you gonna-
Bunny
Yes,
lady
I'm
doesn't
gonna
want to see her
comfort
man
you.
Go in the
cry.
closet, do what you
Right.
need to
Yeah,
do.
like,
But you won't
Come
be
out
like
once
that.
Right.
You won't be like, ooh.
like, don't ever do that
We
again.
got a
Like,
little
nah.
update from the chat. So Cars FNAF says, so really, a guy can't cry because it's unattractive. If the OP's wife was crying, she would expect him to comfort her. What do you guys make of that?
But you're not a woman,
Right,
sweetie.
you're not a woman.
Like you're not a. I don't like what this is. What I'm talking about. The pendulum is swung to the other side.
Right.
Like, why can't I get what she's getting? Because you're not a she. You're not her. You're not a woman. It's two different things. Like. Listen, if you're a guy and you want to cry, you better do that strong, sexy cry. You better be like, let that, and do the one
Single tear
that
rolling
single
down.
tear. And the
Yeah,
single
wipe it
tear
right
that's
away,
like
like-
holding on to your cheek, but you're like, you better do that strong, sexy cry, and then wipe raw, be like, I'm
right,
good.
wipe
Bubble on the upper lip.
See,
go.
see, Mama's like this funny because like my dad was this very like tall, big, tough guy. Like stories I heard throwing bar chairs,
Same.
but you know later on in life, I guess you know the older he got. But like I remember I called him up one day. He's like, Jen, you know I gotta call you back. I'm getting my nails done.
Oh.
I said, all right, Mom. But you know, like guys get their cuticles and like you know.
But no, I get
shit,
that.
you know?
I get that. Yeah, I get that. That's,
You know
that's
what I'm
valid.
saying? So I was like,
That's valid.
okay, you know, he threw me
No,
off
that's
guard.
not balanced.
What? It's not.
He
You don't
guess
want
he
him to
likes
be-
his nails clean than me. Like,
You don't want
My
him
dad used to clean his hands after the junkyard with grease. You guys know what grease I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He's grease to clean. Oh, come on, toxic masculinity.
Rub some dirt in it.
You don't want him to have healthy
Before we jump
nails.
to the next one, so Mia, if your boyfriend, your partner, cried in front of you, you wouldn't like it.
No.
no.
And would it be in this situation? Would it be unsalvageable, or would you be done with the guy?
No, it would definitely be salvageable.
It would be salvageable.
I
but
would
how
not
could you,
divorce.
So the main question is, he says, how can I convince my wife of my masculinity and win her back? What would you, if he was asking you that question, how would you answer this? How can I convince my wife of my masculinity? How can he do this?
So I don't think he's built. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think he's built for it because he's asking.
Right. You should
You know what I'm
naturally
saying?
have that. Like,
Yeah, if you don't naturally have, and
Yeah.
it's okay, baby. It's okay if you're not that guy that's gonna choke her up and rip her panties off and be like, I cried only because, you know, if you're not that guy, that's great, but you're with the wrong woman. And he has to be with a woman that is okay, that he can bawl and cry and curl up and, you know,
Yeah.
like a little ball. And they're out there. Those women are out there. They're out there, but it's just not her. She's disturbing to me, actually. Like completely turned off. She's disturbing. That's
don't even
disturbing.
try to work it out with her.
Yeah,
She's
I
Don't
think-
even
not-
try. But so Mia, so if you could just, without him asking, what would be the perfect way he could do it? So you don't answer this. You're not
Okay.
telling him, but if he would do the perfect thing, what would be the thing that would be unspoken that he could do to rebuild his masculinity here?
I don't know. Just move like a man. I don't know. Just
But be specific, because men are they need instructions.
Drink beer.
Right,
Like,
Yeah, be very, very specific. Give
know.
one example.
take her out on a date and just treat
Try.
her. Take her out.
Chop down a tree.
Take her
yeah,
out.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, okay. Oh yeah,
your bare
Be the lumberjack.
do some work around the house.
Wear flannel.
Go to the
Yeah.
gym.
Flannel.
All right, we got one last comment before we move on, but thank you to Twiggy Tig for the becoming a jerk. And also, another message says, if you're married, that's the expectation for your partner regardless of gender.
What?
What?
Trying to
To
say
comfort
that.
you?
Right,
He's
like-
referring to the comforting comment.
Okay.
the comforting.
Yeah, I agree with that.
no, I do agree with that.
That don't mean
No,
I
but
want
he's,
to
but he's,
see
saying, he's
it.
saying regardless of gender. So you would comfort the guy if he was crying,
Yeah.
but you would just not be attracted to him.
Yeah, like I don't
Oh,
want
wait, so you wouldn't be attracted?
No.
So you say if your husband cried,
I would be
Right.
repulsed,
you'd be like,
but I wouldn't
there, bro.
show it.
We ain't never doing it again. Is
No, like, okay,
that what
like,
you're saying?
like, okay, like for instance, I had a boyfriend when Kobe died. He cried.
Oh, what?
Oh.
Yeah, he cried, and I didn't see him be emotional
Did
prior
you know
to
him
that.
personally?
He didn't know him personally, but he was just like
Oh.
the whole journey, and you know he loves basketball and blah blah blah, and the tears, and I was like, oh my god, like this is for real. Yeah, but I didn't think that he was. After that, I wasn't like you punk.
Right. Like,
You weren't?
I'm not gonna be like, don't do that. Like,
Wait, why is that
was
different?
weird.
Why is that different?
Because the masculinity bank was
the bank.
full.
He wasn't bankrupt yet.
All right,
He just took out a hefty deposit on
He
or
cried
withdrawal.
like a man, you're saying.
There you go. You cry like a man.
He was
That's
like,
what-
boo,
there
boo,
has to be
yeah.
that to me is the balance. Like come on, you know your man is about that business. If you know your man is about that business, so you give him a couple crying passes. Give him a couple tickets. Give him a crying ticket.
This next one, we're going to jump into. I'm actually changing what we're doing because of what you said earlier. So we have a story more suited to what you said. But before we do, don't forget, guys, if you want to submit your own stories, go to amithejerk.com/submit. You can submit all your stories there. All the rules and instructions how to submit are on that. If you go straight there. Also, if you want to be on the show, send us a DM on AmITheJerk. Instagram. I gave flowers to my husband today, and his reaction made me realize I might be a bad wife. After work, I went to pick up a bouquet and headed home. When I arrived, he was playing with our daughter, who's 5 years old. I gave him the bouquet and said, I was thinking about you and I got you this. He started crying. And he cried so much. He thanked me and hugged me, and then went to look for a vase to put the flowers in. Throughout the night, he cried randomly 2 separate times. I asked him if anything else happened for him to be that way, and he said no. He was just feeling so happy that I got him flowers and was feeling a bit emotional. And I'm here thinking, am I a terrible wife? He gets me flowers all the time, and I never get emotional like that. Not even close. Now I'm thinking back and I don't do nearly as much for him as compared to what he does for me in every way. And my friends are 100% right. Romantically, he kicks my butt. I just feel absolutely terrible because I love him more than anything. He is my world and I could not think of myself without him. He is an amazing husband and an even better father, and mostly he is my best friend. But I guess I don't show him how much I appreciate him, and he doesn't know how much I love him, and that makes me so sad. So, am I the jerk for giving my flowers husband today and his reaction making me realize that I might be a bad wife?
That guy wears her panties when she's not home. For sure. For sure.
So if you gave a man, Mia, I'll start with you. If you gave a man flowers and he started crying out of gratitude, how would you feel about that?
I would be like, you good? Like, I wouldn't know how to react to that. Like, why are you crying? You know, but I don't know.
What if he just said, I just feel so appreciated? That wouldn't change how you feel about it?
I'll be like, oh, but it's like,
Like if you left it at there, but to cry all night.
right, crying all
like,
night.
you would've left it
he
right
said,
there,
he said
like-
2 separate times later on the
Yeah.
night, 2 separate times randomly. He
No.
started crying.
No, if he would have just like shed a couple of tears and been like, "Oh, you do love me,"
Right,
Like, you know what I'm saying?
okay.
Like that's sweet.
Yeah.
But to be, what are you like thinking? Like laying there all night, like she brought me flowers. Oh my god! And then just to be crying, that's a little too much.
Yeah.
Like, does she beat him? I mean, you know, I just don't get it to
Right, is she
cry
mean?
to cry that
Like-
much.
People, please consider therapy for Pete's sake.
Yeah.
I mean, that's too much. Now, is she a jerk for not paying attention? Probably. I mean, you know, it's a give and take. A marriage is a give and take, and maybe she was neglecting him.
Yeah, I
you know,
think that.
so she is a
Her
jerk for that.
assessment of the situation is pretty much right on. Like he's
Yeah.
probably she should
Right.
be.
Yeah, somebody
showing
from
her
the
love a
chat
little
says
bit
this. He
better.
says, what kind of drought of appreciation that man is going through
Right?
in order to...
Right.
There's something else going on there. For
Gotta
one
be.
gesture to affect him that much is sus.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, very sus.
So,
Right. Like, does he do
think he has
everything?
guilt?
yeah, and you notice
Yeah,
in
you
this
know.
thing, she actually says this
Ew.
little line that's kind of just... It's easy to miss, but she says, and my friends are 100% right. Romantically, he kicks my butt. So obviously she's having this conversation with her friends, and she's probably listing out all the things he does for her, what
Right.
she does for him, and she's like, oh, I don't do anything for him at all. And then maybe that's why she's trying to make sense of this by thinking about that.
And
But
then that's why she got the flowers, because
There's
they're
your
probably like,
sign,
you better
yeah.
do something nice for him.
I just don't know a single guy that would want flowers though. I feel like I feel like
Right.
men would want appreciation in a different way than flowers. Like
Yeah. I actually
anything
flowers.
Head
else.
on tap, baby.
Yeah, I asked my boyfriend, like, would you ever want flowers? He was like, no, don't give me flowers. Like, I was like, oh, okay.
I think it's very easy for, you know, it's cultural. it's rearing. Women are used to being the ones that get flowers and treated like little princesses. So rarely are women in a relationship thinking I have to reciprocate romance. Very rarely. There's like Father's Day, let me get him a tie, or look, his underwear is a rip, let me get him. But romantically, do you romance your man? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you buy him a spa day? Did you get him a facial? It doesn't have to be as feminine as flowers. You know what I mean? I think,
But still,
but
get him stuff.
yeah, it just sounds to me like it was all about her, and then she did that one gesture and made him a pile of mush.
Yeah, there's another person in the chat that says, I remember seeing a video where a girlfriend gave her boyfriend flowers and he cried because it was the first time someone gave him flowers. As the saying goes, women get flowers all the time. And I guess the second part is men get them at their funeral. That's like the second part of that, you know. So that's what Omega is stepping in and saying. But I don't know. I guess maybe the thing is that any form of appreciation, even flowers, I guess he's making this guy fall apart. But the question is, would that change your perspective on the guy you're with?
Absolutely. I would be concerned. I would be very, very concerned.
For your behavior or their behavior? Theirs. Why is that?
Like, of course I would feel like, oh my God, I don't do enough. But that reaction was extra.
Yeah.
So I would feel like, you're going to get therapy and I'll buy more flowers. I promise. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Let it out there.
Like,
Go
he's
there.
up to no good on the side, or just he's not.
Yeah, that was a bit much. But there are little things. I'll give you a really good example. My boyfriend at said time, he liked Earth, Wind and Fire. It's his favorite band. And I was like, hey, let's go to dinner. Yeah, I was like, let's go to dinner. And they were playing at the casino where I took him to dinner. So I was walking with him and I made sure to walk by the marquee. And he was like, oh, wow, Earth, Wind and Fire is going to be here. And I was like, yeah. So then I took his hand and kept walking. He was like, why are you walking towards, the gate? And I was like, we got tickets. Front row tickets, baby. Earth, Wind and Fire.
Wow.
And that's romantic.
That's sweet.
Yeah, something like
love
that.
language.
But
Yeah.
it's something
Did he
that
cry? Did he cry?
He better not. He better
ripped
not.
the tickets in half.
He was excited.
But that's
he didn't-
sweet.
Yeah, because it's something
that's sweet and
he
romantic.
liked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to give you flowers because you give me flowers. She sounds romantically lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lazy as hell.
Yeah.
Lazy AF.
Uninformed.
Like, she don't give anybody anything. Like,
Right.
I mean, even Valentine's Day, I always gave my dad and my brother, and I still give my chocolate. Like, I do. I include them. That's
Yeah,
my,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I include them. But I mean, my wife gave me baseball cards for my birthday last week. I was like, oh my God. Like, it's just little things. If you know somebody likes something, you do it. It doesn't have to be, flowers.
Right.
But like, I mean, I thought that was really sweet. You do have a sweet side. With
I
the,
do,
You
very
do,
much
right?
so.
Right.
See, New York is,
I didn't
but I'm
think,
just saying,
you know.
like, 'cause,
I do.
oh, we're going this way. Like,
Yeah, he
that
had
was
no idea.
nice,
He was
yeah.
like, oh, Earth, Wind and Fire is going to be here. I was like, I got you.
Yeah, see that, yeah.
And it was a surprise, but I think men are neglected.
Like, you didn't
Severely
expect
neglected.
It. You didn't even think it. Like,
You didn't
I mean,
think it.
maybe if that was like us walking with a significant other, and that's a fan, you're like, are we going there?
Right.
So
No, he had no idea. He was like, oh, Earth, Wind and Fire is going to be here. I was like, there sure is, baby. We front row, honey.
see?
And it was expensive. But, men are, I do agree, men are severely neglected.
Yeah.
Like, we just expect them to be protector, provider. We're not
Yeah.
thinking that they want romance and a little massage and a little head on tap without asking.
My boss gave me a gift certificate after we hooked up.
A gift certificate.
I'm a 22-year-old female, and I hooked up with my 40-something-year-old boss last Friday night. I know that's not super ethical or professional for a boss to sleep with an employee, but I don't feel taken advantage or anything. He gave me a gift card. I definitely feel I played an equal role in making it happen. What kind of grossed me out was finding a note on my desk on Monday with a substantial gift card in it. It made me feel like a blank worker, and it kind of ruined the memory of what was otherwise a fun experience for me. I'm not sure how to respond. Usually, when someone does something to me I don't like, I just tell them. But I'm afraid to bring this up because I'm afraid he will double down and say he thinks of me in terms of being able to buy it. I guess this is more of a job question than an intimacy question, but any advice you have would be appreciated. So, my boss gave me a gift card after we hooked up. How do I handle this?
Baby, go shopping. Go shopping,
I mean, where was the
baby.
gift card too? You know,
I have to know. I
like,
mean,
was it Old Navy or was it
their
Gucci?
store?
Was it Neiman Marcus?
No,
Where are we
yeah.
going?
No.
just Arby's.
Yeah, Arby's, right?
No,
And
that
what do you
don't
think
matter.
Go get a roast beef
substantial?
sandwich
What
now.
qualifies as substantial? What would be the minimum cutoff for somebody to say this is a substantial gift card?
And
Substantial sounds like some nice money because
Yeah.
who would use that word, substantial?
Yeah.
A
Yeah, it
gift
had to be.
certificate or a card. It
says gift
the words
card.
matter here.
Oh no,
Gift
actually,
card.
it says in the title it says gift certificate, but in the thing it says gift card. At least in the version that was submitted to us. So I'm not sure what the original says.
Is it to the store where you two work together?
That's weird. That's super weird.
It's just store credit. You didn't even buy it.
There's
You
a
just
discount.
took it out of the register and
Store credit. Here's petty cash. It's coming back. It's like,
keep it in the system.
yeah.
She's very young, so she's she's overthinking. I think she's overthinking. Maybe that again, that old set, love languages. Men are used to providing as their
Yeah.
love language.
Yeah, it's probably just a thank you, not, oh, you're my little
Yeah.
worker.
Or maybe
like,
she thought she was
What you
getting
mean a
raise.
thank you? A thank you is not
like,
good either.
like, thank you for a good time, you know? That's it. Not like,
It's
nothing
almost
crazy.
like hush money, but it's like, here, go
That's kind of
shopping.
what it sounds like, right?
Yeah,
It
like
sounds like that.
go shopping and
What's
But
the intent?
That's what she
Yeah.
get, though. That's what she get. Like, you don't sleep with your boss. Now it's confusing.
You don't sleep with your boss, blast.
No, don't sleep with your boss. That's confusing. Okay? Like,
So
what?
Mia, if somebody gave you a gift card after this, would you keep it or would you return it?
Keep it. What? Why
yeah.
would you? Okay. Why would you return it though? Like, come on now. Okay, I'm just
Keep
saying.
it,
Like,
keep
come
it.
on now.
I'm not gonna
Keep
not
it.
keep it.
yeah, I
Right,
know.
like,
Like,
Let's not get crazy here.
Right.
or
Gotta
if
keep
it's
it.
that much, sell it and take the cash.
But
no,
would,
you
would
keep
you
it.
interpret it as like this is a sign to don't talk about this,
Yeah.
or you would?
No.
I mean, I don't know the situation of like, was it like, obviously a fling? Because what are you gonna keep
Yeah.
them gift cards? You got a
Right,
whole
is it
stack
over
of them,
now?
or,
Feel in love?
But it was definitely like, that was it.
Yeah.
Go get yourself something nice.
yeah.
I can't take it
Zip
out of
it.
my bank account because the job and my wife will see.
You know the game. You know the game. Jen knows the
I'm just
game.
saying.
Was the boss married? I mean, the boss could still
probably.
be doing what he
I
wants to do.
mean,
I mean, nobody's saying the boss is cheating or anything. It's just
The
saying
boss is
that
just the
like,
boss.
I'm just going there.
I mean, maybe the boss is in trouble from getting, or he's afraid of getting in trouble from somebody at work. Maybe it's a
Right.
corporate thing. Who knows?
See, but it goes back to what I said, right? It's insane to me that, you crack him for a man. He's penetrating your body and your soul. If you're Mia, you're disconnecting. But you're too afraid to communicate something as simple as a gift card. That kills me with people. I let you in my body, in my cavity, in my orifice, but I can't talk to you about a gift card making me feel uncomfortable. That's insane to me.
Yeah, 'cause she's
Absolutely
afraid
insane.
to talk about it. Yeah, exactly.
Right, just like,
yeah.
what
But
does this
not
mean?
afraid to woohoo.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Right.
What does this mean? Like,
Okay.
hey,
Yeah, like you already cracked them. What's left now, other than communication should be easy after that. You
Yeah.
did the do. You did the ultimate. You let a man in your body. So hey,
at
this
least
gift
text him.
card. This
Send a
gift
text,
card.
you don't have to-
babe,
Yeah,
what does this
text.
mean?
You don't
What is
gotta
this
talk
gift
to
card?
him at work.
And do you
Yeah.
have another one?
Get another gift card?
yeah.
I just want to make sure what this is. And do you have another one?
Or send it as a work email. Hey, so by the way, last night,
And he's 2 decades older.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
has more.
so
experience.
yeah,
Right.
she's not his only gift card.
Yeah.
She's not his only gift card.
This
He's
is
a
not his
serial
first
gift
time.
Yeah, he's like, you're back.
He's just so used to this, he thinks I have
Yeah.
to.
Right.
Like he walks in. Oh, another gift card, John. Okay, here you go.
Yeah, see.
They just got him waiting.
It costs to be the boss, baby.
So this next one is a little heavier. It's actually straight from our submissions.
Oh.
There's a few thousand upvotes on this one.
Oh.
Am I the jerk for punching my brother after he made fun of my dead daughter? So this happened 2 years ago, and I'm still dumbfounded by my family and my brother. I'll keep this short, but basically my daughter passed away from COVID in August of 22. It destroyed me and my wife. That was our only child, and suddenly she was gone. Skip to Christmas of 2022, and this was the first Christmas without my wife and I's pride and joy, our whole universe. We just sat in the corner and ate food silently, and 20 minutes into the party, I hear my brother, we'll call him T, say, "Hey OP, Why are we not partying? Is it because of your daughter? Come on. It was months ago. Let it go, dude. She was always a buzzkill anyway. And everyone there laughed.
Everyone laughed?
Everyone laughed.
Everyone laughed.
I saw red. I got up and walked towards him. There you go. Now try talking to I punched him in the mouth. Keep in mind, I go to the gym, so I pack a punch. I ended up knocking out 2 of his teeth and dislocating his jaw. Everyone froze. I walked up to my wife and I told her it was time to go. I have been facing backlash from my entire family, with them saying things like, it was just a joke. And, quote, you need to apologize for your behavior. I need to apologize? Me? He insulted my dead daughter as if she was nothing, a speck, an insignificant being. So tell me, am I the jerk for punching my brother after he made fun of my dead daughter? And there's an update to this, but we can get to the update after you guys discuss. Is he the jerk for punching his brother?
You hit him twice.
No.
Yeah, you listen.
Promote violence.
I don't know the Italian in me, the New York.
Oh my God.
You're talking about
So you wouldn't
somebody
punch?
who died.
No, what?
No punching?
Man, I hit my brother just being so nonchalant of my mom's surprise birthday party because I was doing all the work. So, sorry, please don't watch that.
But, he hit him so hard it broke dislocated his jaw.
You're joking about the guy's daughter that died.
Yeah.
Your niece, your
In
your
less than a
family.
year, like, still-
you hit him when he gets when he comes home from the doctor and he's all healed. You hit him again.
I say just
Like,
cut
this
him
man-
off.
like, you don't-
don't no, that's doing too much.
Nah, listen, I don't know. It's
So what would you, okay, so if this was you and you were the dad of the situation and your brother was saying this and saying your dead daughter was a buzzkill anyway, because I'm assuming he was a little sloshed when he said this. Was it a Christmas party?
Yeah.
What would you do?
Cut them off. Like I
Cut
don't
them permanently?
Yes.
Forever.
Until you apologize.
Even if they
Yes.
said it under the influence of the party?
I don't care.
You don't care.
I want to hear what the Bronx would do.
Well, I already have disassociated and cut off lots of family members. So this would be nothing for me. And like
Right.
forever.
But would you
like
hit
they
him?
don't even you gotta hit
Yeah,
him
man,
first.
you gotta-
No.
Yeah.
You trying to go to
gotta-
jail over that?
You're not
Like,
gonna go to
making
jail.
it worse.
This wouldn't. I mean, it's family. Yeah, they can't call the cops, but you know, you
Well, I've been in
You
those
work away,
situations
yeah,
in
you-
real life where it was like, I got into
He's-
it with my
just say he's
sister.
small.
And it was like, the cops are called. And I was like, do you want to press charges? 'Cause if
See?
you press charges, I'm pressing 2 and we're both going. So what do you want to do? Because I'm ready to go. I have on my tights. What do you want to do? And she was like, no, I don't want to go. So I was like, okay, so you drop the charges, I drop the charges. But I don't speak to her anymore. I don't speak to her.
Since
no more.
But
that
siblings fight.
No, after that, we had more incidents. And I was like, okay, you're just that type of person. So you got to go. Right. But a lot of people are like, no, you share DNA and you're supposed to be. No, I mean it. Like because I'll give you chance after chance after chance after chance. And then there's always that straw and you're like, that did it.
Yeah.
But like, if
That
my
did-
brother hit me or we got into a fight, I wouldn't call the cops because to me, like, I don't know, siblings. No matter how old we are, we still argue, we fight. It's siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I guess but he wouldn't be insensitive to say something like that about my kid if I had a kid.
Yeah, that's deep.
That's sensitive, man. That's your kid.
That's
You know what I'm
deep.
saying?
And the fact
Like-
that everybody laughed
And a
and thought
father
it was
protecting
okay.
his kid.
I would cut the whole family off. That's just
Yeah, I would. I've
It
done
seems
it.
weird that the family would laugh.
yeah.
That's-
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I would.
my mom would have went crazy saying that. Like, you don't talk about
Yeah.
Yeah.
defending.
So before we jump any further, there's actually an update to this.
Oh.
So he came back, he updated the post, like I said, on AmITheA.com. And he said, it's been a few days since I posted this. He's thanking everybody. I'm going to skip that part. For those of you that say this is a fake story, you disgust me, you appall me. Then he says, so anyway, I reached out to my brother, and to the dismay of many of you, I apologized to him. But that was ruined when he retorted and said, about time, you jerk. You really can't take a joke, can you? I hung up and just decided to sit down with my wife and reminisce about our daughter. My brother was always pampered and entitled at a young age, but I didn't expect him to be that entitled. I mean, he's an adult. For some context, he loved my niece. He adored, I think he means his niece.
daughter, right?
Yeah. He adored her, and he was almost as broken as me and my wife as we were when she passed. For him to just disregard that and say those things about her dumbfounds me. But that is all I have to say right now. And thank you everyone for condolences and then so on. So basically the update is he apologized to him to his brother that he hit, and his brother says, "You can't take a joke." That's kind of how the conclusion to that. So I mean,
maybe that was the brother's way of like dealing with the grief.
I was just gonna
If he was really feeling that broken up about it, then
I think I was gonna say that because I've had deaths in the family, and I come from a very comedic family, and even in the hospital room we're joking and something, and I'll just say something and I'll be like, yeah, well, daddy, he can enjoy that now, or something with joke. But the way he did it, like whether he's feeling sad because that's his niece and he misses her, just how he said it.
It was like a get over it, like, no.
Because he probably, but it's just how he said it, yeah.
And it sounds like an excuse to me when people are like, well, maybe that's the way they cope. You still have to have discernment. You're an adult. You're not a child. Children say the first thing they're thinking, right? They're 3, 4 years old, 5 years old. You're an adult. It was insensitive. It was disgusting. And the guy learned his lesson, calling him back and apologizing. That's what you get. That is what you get for continuing to give people chances. Like, was he drunk that day too? When he was like, about time you apologize. Some people are just toxic, and you have to bring out that large scissor.
I think it was very mature of him to apologize because, like I said, punching, that's a lot. Like,
I think he's a punk for apologizing.
Fine, he apologized, but the brother could have been like, all right, fine, just leave it at that. But to say it about time, like you sitting there waiting by the phone, you hit me because,
Yeah.
But I get it. Not everybody likes violence. But sometimes people gotta get knocked out. I'm just saying, like,
every time they get up, Jen. Every time they get up.
Sometimes that's what you need.
Every time I see you, it's on site.
This is also from the Am I the Jerk submissions over on AmITheJerk.com/submit. Another one of these really, really popular ones. This is thousands, 5,000 upvotes on this one. It's crazy. So this one is, am I the jerk for breaking up with my girlfriend after she resigned from her job? So I'm a 27-year-old male. My girlfriend is a 25-year-old female. She moved in with me 2 years ago, and at first, everything was going well. We both worked at the same office where I was her team lead, and we were both earning well above the industry average. 14 months ago, she decided to quit her job after clashing with our manager, who can be a jerk to all employees except a select few. I supported her decision, thinking she needed time to figure things out, but since then, things have become more complicated. She's been doing the same amount of housework she used to do when she was working, but no more than that. It worked before because we both had very demanding jobs and we both understood each other's efforts. However, now that she's not working, I've asked her to take on a bit more of the housework. Every time I bring it up, she gets upset. I'm the one paying all the bills, and while I'm not struggling financially, it has been stressful carrying the full load. Whenever I mention her getting a job, she gets angry and stops doing any house at all for a few days. She tells me she's, quote, not a maid and that she's just in between jobs. After months of this, I got frustrated. It's not really about the money. I just want her to contribute in some way again, either financially or by helping more around the house. I've been hoping she'd get back on her feet and share the responsibility with me. Reading about other people in similar situations made me realize how much it bothered me, and I decided to end things when the situation didn't improve. I didn't just leave her hanging though. I moved out, found a place of my own, left her enough money to cover rent and groceries for the next 2 months. I told her that after that time, she'd need to figure things out on her own. But now some of my friends are saying that I am the jerk for breaking up with her, using work as an excuse, and I shouldn't care whether she's working or not because, quote, you're a man. For what I argued,
Jeez.
Does that mean she should go and do the entire amount of housework and she should never work because she's a woman? I got called a sexist for this, while my friends were the one who started this sexist argument by starting with, you're a man. While I am not the one to share my stories online, I'm sharing this story to get the perspective of outsiders. So this issue as women not working is not that rare in my locality, as many become housewives here. So am I the jerk for breaking up with my girlfriend after she resigned from her job?
No.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, they're both young.
Yeah, 27 and 25.
And yep. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how long they were together, but if you're married, it's a little different. But she just kind of was like,
yeah, no, she was.
mooching off of him.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That was very much lazy. Why do you need months on months to find a job? Like, I don't care if you go flip some burgers. You need to go do something.
Right.
She's talking about, oh, I'm not a maid. Like, girl, what are you doing all day?
Right. Or take on the household while he's
come
working.
on now.
Yeah, it seems like he's totally fine with her not working as long as she
Yeah.
helps out in
Right.
some way.
Like, so just clean. Like, she's
And then he
lazy.
left her money. He could have just been like,
Yeah,
bye.
that's
Right.
true.
Like,
You know what I'm saying? They
whoa,
left
leaving
them.
money? That was nice. Like,
Yeah.
that was very generous. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 months of having it all paid for and groceries, which is
no.
surprising.
I mean, that's that alone.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so I mean, if you were in a situation, you could flip the roles either way, but if you were the person that was working, would it bother you if the person you were with wasn't working anymore, but they also didn't pick up any slack around the house at all? And then also, if you remember this part, they said she's kind of protesting. I forgot where the exact part was, but where she says she
Right.
just stops doing anything
Yeah.
when he brings it
Yeah.
up. She gets upset, and that's her way of retaliating. You know,
Right. With that attitude, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
you don't blame the guy,
No, I don't blame him if she with the attitude that she has of that.
right?
She was trying and couldn't find anything or helping out more. Different, but I don't.
She sounds entitled to me,
Yeah.
and I think
Yeah.
whoever's home all day, it really, unless she's working from the house, it's easy to keep the house clean when someone else is taking the weight off of you,
Yeah.
of the bills. And it's the same thing I say about marriage, and people hate when I say this, but when you enter a relationship with someone, you're entering a relationship with someone in that state, no matter what state they're in. How productive they are, how attractive they are. You're entering a relationship with them at that state. And I'm the type of person, if that person deviates, they no longer want to work, they no longer want to take care of their hygiene or their body or whatever, it is your damn right to say deuces.
Right.
Because I did not sign up for this. However, you throw in religion and tradition, like with marriage, and for rich or for poor, for better or for worse, it's BS. Because you don't know how you're going to feel with that person at their worst. So you're making promises on things that haven't happened.
Wait, BS.
It's BS. How insane is it to promise somebody something that you have not experienced? I can't say for rich or for poor, in sickness and in health, and then something happens to you, and I'm like, wait, I didn't sign up to be a nurse. So it's kind of like you're promising something that you're not experiencing yet, and I think it's unrealistic. So if I get with you now and you're attracted to me now, that is what I want. That is what I'm attracted to.
So would you expect if you were married to somebody and then you had like a very grave illness, would you
Right.
expect them to nurse you?
Right.
No.
You
What?
wouldn't expect
No.
that.
Okay.
But what if
Absolutely
what
not.
if you didn't have the financial means to do it? You'd be okay. I'm just gonna die.
Listen, it's a
Right,
cold
like-
world. Dress warm, baby. Because I'm telling you again. I'm a super uber realist, and I know that person, everybody's doesn't have it in them to be that emergency nurse. Some people don't have the bandwidth.
But would you feel hurt?
Of course, I would be like, oh damn, this is messed up, but
Okay.
this is life as well.
Right.
Because you expect people to be, and I'm not pulling anybody's leg. You expect people to be like, oh, you're sick now. Well, let me take care of you. Everybody's coming with different experiences and walks of life. You don't know if you being sick triggers that person. You don't know if that person is like, oh, I don't want to push a wheelchair around, or if half your face is burnt. That's not what I wanted for my life. And you can't blame somebody for that. We blame people for wanting to bow out when the situation is no longer what they signed up for. He signed up for a fit, six-pack, beautiful Puerto Rican woman who's cooking in the thong. Now I'm in a wheelchair, half my face is gone. And I'm like, why don't you love me? Because that's life. That's not what he signed up for.
But it
Mia,
is.
do you
though.
agree?
It is not.
You want to
get
think
you.
like you would hope, or
Yeah, you
like
won't-
I'm saying.
You said that's life. That's what comes with marriage. Like, it's gonna be ups and it's gonna be downs.
Some
And I'm-
vows will get you.
like this.
That's why marriage is just not for everybody. That
Yeah.
just don't. If you can't see yourself doing that,
I always say that the vows should be updated to realistic terms. I swear, you should be at the altar not saying in sickness and in health for rich people. You should be saying, listen, in 5 years we have to reassess.
or you and then do that.
Okay. In 5 years
Like
we have
how
to
a
reassess.
driver's license expires, you got to
Yeah,
renew your
absolutely.
driver's license, renew your marriage license.
Absolutely. Is this still?
That's why you write your own vows. On my vows, I honestly said I will pick up more dog poop. Have I? I think I have. But
Vows
write your own.
vows are archaic and unrealistic, and they've always been. You can't put 5 set of rules on an entire population of people because we're all so different. I may be the woman that will stay with you when you're in a wheelchair, but you can't bash the woman that wouldn't, because that's not what she signed up for, and we're not all the same. I wiped dirty butt. One of my boyfriends got shot. True story. And I was in the hospital room, and I didn't want, he soiled himself, and I didn't want to wait. I do have a heart, Jen. It's there.
I know. I know.
Okay, and I didn't want to wait for the nurse to come to wipe him. Now, another woman would have been repulsed. That doesn't mean she's a bad woman. It means that she doesn't have the stomach for it, and not everybody has the stomach for it, and the vows will misguide you, and that's when people get hurt because you believed in those vows. The vows, you vowed. It says in sickness and in health, you said this. But they said it when it wasn't happening. They said it when it wasn't happening. It's unrealistic.
So, but those are the. What if you make your custom vows to be that? You say, hey, specifically, what I want us to vow to is if I get sick or you get sick, we take care of each other. You don't even think they should do that.
Or I might not take care of you. Just a heads up.
Yeah.
If you still want to say I do,
need some disclosures.
I'm letting you know right now I might not do. So.
And then, there's still such thing as a breach of contract too. It's like, yeah, I said I was going to do this, but
Doesn't that make you a bad person? You're breaching the contract.
No, it doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you human, man. It makes you human.
He broke up with her for not having her job. Do you think that she should?
Oh yeah, no, what? No, okay. What the heck? No. Like, do not stick with her. First of all, I feel like the signs had to always be there. But for her, like I said, she's lazy. She's a slump. That's unattractive, very unattractive. And I'm glad he left. And moving forward in the future, don't do what he did. He freaking paid her off. Like, don't do that again.
But wouldn't he be a bad person if he didn't do that?
He would not be a bad. Wait, if he didn't do, he would not be a bad person.
I think he was a sweetie to do that.
No,
I think it was really nice.
No, he was sweet.
To do what part?
To leave him money. Leave her money.
Well, okay, yeah,
So
but
saying that was a sweet part.
at the same time, I feel like he's gullible.
Like,
It'll go in his karma bag. I don't think he's gullible because he was like, I'm done with you. I think gullible would have been like, I'm gonna put up with you talking to me, however, in a dirty home. If a man's paying all my bills, when I hear the car pull up, I'm sliding down the banister in lingerie, okay, and everything's gonna smell really pretty. That's how women should be, but they're not. They're entitled.
This is another really popular one that has been submitted to us. It says, my mom won't let me own my cat because I'm too fat. My mom has always been very strict about my weight and how much I eat. She thinks I'm overweight and constantly worries about my health. So when I asked her about getting a cat, I knew she would say no. But I didn't realize just how much she didn't want me to have one. She said, no, you're too fat to own a cat. She told me. Caring for a cat takes a lot of physical activity and responsibility, and you need to work on your own fitness before taking on that kind of commitment. I was shocked and hurt by her words. Sure, I wouldn't mind losing a few pounds, but did she really think I was too fat to own a cat? It was like she thought I wasn't responsible enough to handle the simple task of feeding and playing with a pet. She has always been a pain, but never like this. So, what should I do? My mom thinks I'm too fat to own a cat.
I mean, I don't know if you know this, but that's really based on that Dr. Seuss book, Too Fat to Own a Cat.
Oh my God, are we trolled? Is this a troll?
No, I'm joking.
Really?
But no.
Oh, okay, it's not. Okay.
It's a joke.
Okay.
But
The rhyme scheme.
I mean, yeah. Just I could just see him. You're too fat to own a cat. Go and buy a hat instead of the cat.
Because if it got this
maybe
many
she thought he
upvotes
was
without
gonna-
realizing it was a troll, I would have been amazed.
Maybe she thought he was gonna eat her. I don't know. But I mean, you don't have to chase your cat. I don't chase my cat around. I mean, you get another cat with a little light, that laser.
Yeah,
you know?
I think she's
I think it's the
reaching.
perfect pet for someone who doesn't.
Yeah, that's like if it was you want your kid to lose weight, buy a dog. You know, go walk this dog. Cats lick their own, everything. Like they just take care of themselves.
Yeah.
But you don't have to go and like play with it. I mean, my cat plays fetch, but it's a cat. The cat's probably just gonna be as lazy as this kid.
I see where she's coming from because, like, I do feel like fat people are like, they don't have discipline, and you do need discipline to have a pet. But a cat, like, it's not that bad. Like she's
Oh, the
reaching.
chat is about to blow up.
She's
They're like, yo, my
crap.
cat was.
I got discipline. I ate all the Doritos last night.
I mean, no, I really feel like yeah, you don't. Like, I'm sorry, I feel like you don't. Like,
I think in this case, mama knows best. Mama knows her kid. That's what I think.
Yeah,
and
that
cats
too.
are not, they're less work than dogs, but they're still work.
Right,
I'm still
right.
adjusting. I've only had my cat for maybe 3-4 months, and it is a lot of work. It's constant scooping, and yeah, they clean themselves, but it's constant scooping, and the buckets of litter are heavy. And mama probably knows, listen, you're overweight, you barely clean your room. You're not going to add another responsibility to that. And the mother's probably thinking, and I don't want to take over, because that's what we do as mothers.
right.
Every time our kid wants something and it's like, oh, I'm bored of it now, then we have to take over. Maybe mama doesn't want any more responsibility.
Well, here's the argument from the flip side. One of the highest rated comments, a few hundred upvotes on this one, just as a comment, says you should start saying no, I'm too fat to do this or that to every single thing. She's attempting to fat shame you because she is ashamed of being fat.
Okay.
This is a abusive personality type, shame-based, and the easiest way to get them to understand when dealing with something shameful that they're guilty of is to throw their own words back at them. So when somebody says something, doing something that is wrong of you, just reply with, nope, I'm just standing up for myself. It sounds like you need to learn how to do it yourself. If they keep on that, so basically the message here is use it for everything. I'm too fat to do this, I'm too fat to do that, make it for everything. Make it be like the go-to. And maybe this will backfire on the mom, but this one is a pretty popular top response, and also says your mother is toxic for your mental health, is what they said.
I mean, it is messed up. You don't tell somebody
Yeah.
you're too fat to have a cat.
Yeah.
Like you know, it's
I wonder
like
if that's her putting like words in her mouth.
I
or
mean, well, I
something.
don't know.
Seems pretty crazy.
I mean, all we can go off is what it says.
right. There's 3 sides to
Yeah.
every story,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
But it's like if that is the case, then damn, that's pretty messed up.
Well, first of all, I think the word shaming and shame should be stricken from the English vocabulary. Second, I don't think fat is a 4-letter word. It is what it is. There are a lot of things that are fat. You know, I'm not going to get into them. But
Not the
there are a lot of
PHAT, right? Like
yeah, there's a lot of things that are fat. And again, I think in this situation, mama knows best. There's a reason why she's saying that. And I just believe that she doesn't want the extra responsibility in the home. I don't think that she should. And some people need to be shamed. I don't care how much you hate me, chat. Some people need to be shamed.
Yeah.
Bring shaming back. Bring toxic masculinity back. I'm gonna start protesting. like bring shaming back, because anything goes now, and it's just
Right.
horrible. It's horrible.
Is there like a weight at which she is qualified to have a cat? Like, is there
It's a BMI is what
is it
you
a
go.
BMI
Yeah.
goal?
like reach this and then you can have a cat.
Then you know you got, and then things get added on after.
I like the idea of just saying, yeah, just use it for everything. No, I'm too fat to do that too, Mom. I can't do this. Can't
Sorry,
do that.
trash?
Just use it against it for everything.
Yeah, but the funny thing is that I don't think this person is active at all. So, you know, using that, you know what I mean? It's like, well, I'm too fat to do the dishes. Maybe that person doesn't even do the dishes.
Yeah.
So that's not going to work.
This was submitted, of course, like the last couple ones on AmITheJerk.com/submit. Very popular post also. 4,400 upvotes on this one. So, am I the jerk for calling the cops on a woman who broke into my house to use the bathroom? This happened last weekend. Here's a story. It was a lazy Saturday afternoon, and I was at home enjoying some peace and quiet. I live in a suburban neighborhood where most people keep to themselves. My house is on a corner, so I get a lot of foot traffic passing by, especially on weekends. Around 2 p.m., I heard someone frantically knocking on my door. I wasn't expecting anyone, so I ignored it at first, thinking it was just a solicitor or something. But the knocking turned into pounding, and then I heard someone yelling, "Hello, is anyone home? It's an emergency." I got up to see what was going on and opened the door to find a woman, maybe in her 40s, looking desperate. She immediately blurted, "I need to use your bathroom. It's an emergency." I was taken aback. I didn't recognize her, and she wasn't giving off the best vibes. She had this intense, pushy energy that made me uncomfortable. I told her I was sorry, but I didn't feel comfortable letting a stranger into my home. She started to get angry, saying things like, "What kind of person won't help someone in need?" And "I'll be quick, I promise." I stood my ground and told her there was a gas station just down the street that she could use. But before I could react, she pushed past me and ran into my house, heading straight for the bathroom. I was completely shocked. I followed her, telling her to get out of my house, but she just slammed the bathroom door shut. I didn't know what to do. I felt violated in my own home. So I grabbed my phone and I called the police. I stood outside the bathroom door telling her that I had called the cops and that she needed to leave immediately. She yelled back that I was being ridiculous and that she would be out in a minute. The police arrived quickly, and when they did, she finally came out of the bathroom with her hands up, acting all indignant. She tried to argue with the officers, saying that I was overreacting and that she just needed to use the bathroom. The cops were not having it. They escorted her out and gave her a stern warning, but they didn't arrest her. Now I'm wondering if I did the right thing. Some of my friends think that I overreacted by calling the cops, saying I could have just waited it out and let her leave. Others think I was completely justified considering she broke into my house. So, am I the jerk for calling the cops on a woman who took a dump in my bathroom?
So that's what I was wondering. So
Number one or number two.
I don't even want my friends pooping in my house.
Right.
So I mean,
I don't even like pooping in my house. Like, you know?
I mean, did she spray? I mean,
like, did she?
There's no mention of spraying here at all.
Like,
I mean, why open the door unless there's like help call 911? I'm being attacked, but
Yeah.
Let's go around the table first. Would you let somebody into your bathroom who said this? Starting with you, Jen, and you tell me, just say if you let him in or not, and let's go around the table, every person. So if somebody's there, and you're home alone, but it's a woman in her 40s, and she's saying, what did she say? Please help. What did she say exactly? This is an emergency. I have to go to emergency, the bathroom. Would you let her in the house or not?
No, and she's lucky if she doesn't get shot coming to my door.
Yeah.
No, life is too nutty. There's all kinds of things going on. There's women lining you up. You know what I mean? To set you up for certain things. So you go across the street or in the sidewalk and pee and poop on the floor. Do what you gotta, lift your leg up by the hydrant. I don't know what you gotta do, but yeah, don't touch my door. Don't do that. Absolutely not.
Okay. Jen, second Jen?
yeah, no
way?
You're not coming in.
No way. What would you tell her?
One, what would I? Would
you ask her number one, number two, or you just say no straight up?
Well, I'd probably be like, yo, if it's number one, at least just go right there on the sidewalk. If it's number two, I'll throw you toilet paper out the window. You know, because again, like Jen said, like, you know, you don't know if there's a line of people like, yo, open that door, we're gonna come in and jump you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I don't know the neighborhood. I don't know, but. I mean, don't have Taco Bell while you're walking home or something. You got to know your surroundings.
Yep.
Like if you know if you're going out to eat. I don't know her story, but no, you're not coming. A stranger's not coming to my house to poop.
All right,
This Starbucks. Get the code. They give the codes now.
Yep.
You know, I want to live in a world where you can.
How do you like this?
If it's a true emergency,
Oh my God.
I'm saying it's okay. I'm saying, look, just make it quick. Do what you gotta do. Spray the poopery. It's there for a reason. I don't know. I want to trust people. I want to live in a world where you can use the
You
bathroom.
want to live in Mayberry?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my God, he's so sweet.
Mia?
he is right.
I let him in.
I love that you guys exist. I really do.
but this is
You bring balance to the force.
Everyone's gonna target you. Have you ever
Go
seen
to
The
his
Purge?
house. Get away from mine and Jen.
Have you ever seen The Purge?
this is not that. Like, this is the real world, and you can't just be letting people in your house. First of all, I see TikToks all the time of people who are like, "Oh, your light is on. You should come and turn off your car light so they can open the door." It's like, that's weird. And it's like, second of all, that was assault. He said she pushed him out the way. That's assault.
Oh yeah.
And then she could open the bathroom door and be like, "Hey, now put your hands up," and like, you know, like some crazy stuff. Like, you never know what people are up to, so no.
But next pandemic, his house.
Yeah, right. We
Everyone go there.
Like,
Oh my
Hold on.
gosh.
So it would make no difference if it was number one and number two across the board.
No.
No difference.
you're not. I'm a stranger.
It'd be an awkward thing to ask.
Can you imagine if they told you number one, they lied?
Wow. Yeah.
That was their transgression.
You just, that's when you just kick them out of there.
I mean, I'm surprised at the way she made it sound like she didn't do it in her pants. It was sounding so
Right.
intense.
You sound like a nut. And even
you
for
gotta
a woman
smell it.
for a woman to want to go on a strange house,
Right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
a mutual like vulnerability, right? Like I'm letting you
Yes.
in, you could hurt me, but I could also hurt you.
Well, unless they have people, like they said, waiting out the door and ready to run in.
That happened.
You know?
That happened in Vegas, and the chick ended up in a cement box out in the desert.
What?
Yeah.
Cement box.
No, she was like stumbling around, you know what I mean, incoherent and knocking on everybody's door. And some guy let her in. True story. And she was, acting wild because she was drunk, and she hit the guy, and the guy was like, "Don't hit me," and he tangled her up in a blanket and injected pool cleaner in her so she can calm down. And yeah, it was a big story.
Like
She was
you
an
do.
Instagram model, and he panicked. And he was, I don't know what to do. So he went to Home Depot and got a bunch of cement and literally put her in a cement
How
box
do you
and left.
impulsively inject pool cleaner? How does that even go to?
He thought it would calm her down, and it ended up
Pool
killing her.
cleaner? Oh my god!
Wow.
And she ended up in a cement box in the desert. This wasn't that long ago. I saw it on.
How long did it take him to find the body?
It took a while. And it was really sad because the detective that found the body, the other detectives was like, all right, well, we got to go back to like get the rest of the crew. And he was like, no, she's been out here alone by, the box. She's been in the box alone. So I don't want to leave her. And he stayed with the box until like all but it was on the news. It was everywhere.
Wow.
But it was,
That's
he
crazy.
got caught because he went to a friend's house, like the friend of a girlfriend's house or whatever, and was like, can we keep the box here?
What?
And she was like, what? What's in that box? And she was like, the box was really heavy. So she called the cops and they were like, look, they're trying to leave a box here. I don't know what it is. And he got caught. So it was really, really but it was a woman stumbling around at night. Let me come into your house. And they let her in, and it was amicable at first. Then she got violent with the guy, hit him in the face, and he twisted her up and tied her up to the thing. And his friends was like, you should let her go. This is getting weird.
Oh, there was other people there.
Yeah, there was other people at his house hanging out.
Oh.
And they were like, you should let her go. This is getting weird. And he was like, I'll let her go
If
and
only
she
we had
calms
some
down.
pool cleaner or something to calm her down.
And he,
crazy.
right through the blanket, because she was under a blanket, and he injected her through the blanket. And
Oh my god.
killed her. But see, that was a woman stumbling, trying to get in someone's house.
Ugh.
Got to be careful.
Last month, I met this girl on a dating app, and her intentions were to just hook up, and I abided. I asked if she was single, and she said yes. I met up with her, and midway through the intimate act, I saw a message on her phone saying, "Baby, I miss you." She stopped me, replied to the message, not knowing that I saw it, and then continued. Fast forward to this week, I found her boyfriend on social media, and I told him what happened and then apologized. 10 minutes later, she texted me and said, "How dare you? You ruined my life." I didn't respond and blocked her. I know what I did was the right thing, but I don't know why I feel bad for telling him. I know it was none of my business, but I would have wanted somebody to tell me if my girlfriend cheated on me too. I just need some outside perspective on the situation. Should I have just kept it to myself, or did I do the right thing?
He's a jerk. He's a chatty patty.
What? No.
Totally. He's a jerk. He's a jerk.
He's the one that cries when you give him flowers.
Yeah. He's that guy. He's that guy. I'm telling you, he's that guy.
Wait, the guy who told the other guy that
Yeah.
his girlfriend cheated?
Yeah, he's a jerk. He should have took the free smash and went on about his business.
I mean,
It's not his business.
technically he didn't do anything wrong because he didn't know. Until in the middle
No,
of
he
it.
fe- he fe-
no, into the middle of it.
Oh, right, okay.
Right. It's not like she said, "Hey, I have a man, but let's
Right,
hook
right.
up." And he said, "Okay."
And he probably would have still smashed.
I mean, I don't know.
He
seems
says midway through the intimate act, I saw a message on her phone. So I wonder if it stopped there or if it didn't. It said midway through the intimate act. I don't know. Who's on the right? What do you guys?
Midway.
Yeah, no, he's a jerk. Like
No.
he should. Yeah.
Okay,
no.
so you think he's a jerk? What's your final
Totally.
call, JK?
I mean, I don't know. I'm a little torn on this one. I mean, did they stop him like, "Oh wait, I'll go finish by myself. You have a man," or was it like, "Oh well, we're already doing it"?
There's no clarification on
right.
that.
So I mean, he should have
actually, no, there is clarification. Right after that, it says, okay. So it says, she saw the message saying, "Baby, I miss you." She stopped me, replied to the message, not knowing I saw it, and then continued. So yeah, that answers that. Yeah.
So he saw it
Yeah.
and
So
continued.
he should have just shut up.
So if you continued, he's definitely a jerk.
Yeah, he should have just shut up.
That
Like,
could have been her
well,
mom. Like, oh, baby, I miss you.
Yeah, but like still.
I mean, that's a chatty pet, and then to go on social media and like, let me find
Yeah,
a
I did
boyfriend.
that.
That's
Yeah.
real pink
Yeah,
panty.
no,
That's
yeah.
real pink panty. No.
Yeah. What do you think? What would you do?
I feel like he did the right thing. I mean, of course it was a stretch, but in the end, he did the right thing. I would want to know too. So
I don't think it was his business. Now, if that was his friend, and you see your friends whatever cheating, that's different. But it's a free smash. Charge it to the game, baby. Charge it to the game.
I mean,
Is this a part of your no monogamy philosophy?
Yes, it's like charge it to the game. Charge it to the game. And like I said, there are single people in relationships. I keep telling people that there are
But
single
the
people in
crazy thing is
relationships.
that, like, from like a STD perspective, like now that other guy doesn't know that like that there's new
right.
Oh, yeah.
Come
introduced
on.
into, it's kind of like unfair, don't you think, to that other guy to
No,
be like,
it's-
now I have
that's
to worry about like new STDs I didn't have to think about before.
No, it's a dynamic. You don't know what the dynamic is. You don't know if the other guys it's just too. You don't know what's going on over there to get involved. You don't know if your phone call is going to get murdered. You know what I mean? It's not. I wouldn't get involved.
I see.
You were having random sex with somebody anyway. I wouldn't get involved. I'd just be like, I would literally charge it to the game. Like, oh, my bad.
Right,
You
because
would
he could have beat her.
excuse
Yeah.
yourself from you. would
Absolutely.
Get out.
I'd be
Yeah,
like,
for
sure.
I don't want the drama.
Because you're right. Because he could have been like, "Oh, you were doing this," and like beat her.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I don't
Then that's
want.
on.
Yeah, and then he
both
would have.
though.
Then he would have really felt guilty. Like, oh damn, I just.
Right.
But wait, what if he didn't know? What if he, like you said, that could have been her mom or something? Like, what if he was just like, oh, I don't know, but later on, I'm gonna look into it. You know?
Chatty Patty, pink panties. Punk, he's a punk.
But then also, you say that's not your business. Like, what if you use that for anything that happened in the world? What if you see
We
somebody
do it
get,
from New York. We see it on
you
the
see
train.
somebody,
See something, say something. Nah,
you see somebody
is
getting.
that body alive? I don't know.
Oh my
I gotta
gosh.
go home.
What
Like,
happens to when someone deletes themselves on the train station? What do we say? Like,
what did you say?
When we're waiting
Yeah.
for the subway and someone deletes themselves, they jump in front of the train. Don't we get pissed off?
I have a joke about that because I'm like, I say that I'm like, oh damn, now you're gonna cause train delays.
Yeah.
And you know, it's. I mean, I'm sorry. I know we sound harsh. We do. We are.
Are
But,
we? Are we
nah,
jerks?
but like,
Are we the jerks?
you know what I'm saying?
Am I a jerk?
Because I'm not gonna lie, when they're like sick passenger, I'm like, stop lying.
Right.
The train, they'll just say the train's delayed, sick passenger. We're not gonna feel bad. We're not. You're just saying that. I'm like, where's that sick passenger? Get him off the train and keep him moving.
Oh my!
And my thing is, you went into a casual smash as an adult. No one promised you anything. You didn't promise. You went into an adult smash.
But
You
it was
didn't do
a
a
date in
background
that,
check,
though, right?
huh?
Like it was a date in that.
Was it a dating app?
Yeah, so that's how he met her. He met her. on
Oh,
a
So,
date.
then he was looking for. You know what I mean?
He asked if she was single.
Yeah, she even he
Right,
asked if
like,
she was
come on
single.
now.
Yeah.
Oh wait, so let's say this. So if you were the guy in the situation, so just flip the genders if you need to or whatever. But if you were the guy and then you found this out, I know the answer for you is you wouldn't tell the other guy. And go down the list. So would you tell the other guy or the other person?
No.
No. Okay.
I'm
I
looking for
wouldn't.
butt on an app.
No.
Now I'm a saint.
what about
I mean,
what about you
that's been
guys?
With somebody.
Would you guys tell?
I don't think I would have the bravery to tell him, but I would excuse myself.
But you would let him use your
I would-
bathroom.
I'd be like, dude, I'm
ghost.
tired.
You would let him
Yeah.
use your bathroom, though.
I would just be like, yo, we're done. I don't want to be in this
yeah,
mess.
I'm,
Yeah,
I'm
I-
good. I think you should tell him, but that's on you. And
Yeah, I would-
What about you,
that's-
Mia? Would you
but,
tell him?
Although I condone his actions, I wouldn't do it myself. 'cause
Why
that's-
not?
That's doing a lot. I'm not that type of person. But I don't, blame you for doing that.
And what if it was some revenge smash? What if that guy cheats on her? Like, I don't even want to get involved that far. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
don't want to.
So nobody here would tell.
I wouldn't know.
No.
I
Okay.
got things to do. I got
That's not
other
my
things to
business.
do.
Like,
All right. This is another one that is the top of the Am I the Jerk submissions. Am I the jerk for kicking out my wife after I found out she cheated and got pregnant? So my wife, a 24-year-old female, and I, a 23-year-old female, have been together for several years. We met in college and our connection was instant. Over time, our relationship grew deeper and we decided to get married about a year ago. We've always been each other's best friends and confidants, and I truly believe that we were meant to be together forever. We've talked about starting a family, traveling, and growing old together. A few months ago, I started noticing that my wife was acting differently. She became more distant and secretive, and I felt like something was off, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. I tried talking to her about it, but she always reassured me that everything was fine and that she was just stressed with work. I wanted to believe her, so I let it go, thinking maybe I was just being paranoid. However, a few weeks ago, I accidentally saw a message on her phone that confirmed my worst fears. She was having an affair. The texts were explicit, and it was clear that this wasn't a one-time fling. When I confronted her, she broke down and confessed to everything. She had been seeing this person for a few months, and to make matters worse, she told me she was pregnant with their child. I was completely shattered. The woman I loved, the person I trusted more than anyone else in the world, had betrayed me in the worst way possible. And I couldn't even process the fact that she was pregnant. It was like a nightmare that I couldn't wake up from. After the initial shock wore off, I realized that I couldn't stay in this marriage. The trust was broken beyond repair, and I didn't see any other way we could move forward. I told her that she needed to leave our home. I know she's pregnant, and I know that this is a difficult time for her, but I couldn't bear the thought of living under the same roof with her after what she did. I didn't yell. I didn't scream. I just told her calmly that she had to go. Since then, our mutual friends and even some of her family members have reached out to me telling me that I'm being too harsh. They argue that she's pregnant and needs support from me and that I should stand by her despite what happened. They tried to make me feel guilty, saying that I'm abandoning her when she needs me the most. Some have even accused me of being heartless for kicking out a pregnant woman. But from my perspective, she's the one who broke our vows and betrayed our relationship. I am heartbroken, and I don't feel like I owe her anything after what she did, getting pregnant. I need time and space to heal, and I don't think I can do that if she's still in my life. I've offered to help her find a place to stay, but I can't have her here. So, am I the jerk for asking my wife to leave after she cheated on me and got pregnant? I know it's a tough situation, especially with the pregnancy involved, but I don't think I can move past this betrayal. I'm not sure if I'm being too harsh or if my feelings are justified. What should I do?
She wanted that D.
Did you say it was two chicks?
Yeah.
It was two, yeah. So
She wanted to go
24-year-old,
back to that D.
24-year-old
Yeah, that-
female, 23-year-old female.
That young of age too, where you're kind of like, I mean, anybody getting married, I feel some at that age too, you might not know what you're ready for, but then you might not even know what you like. But whether even if it's a straight couple, you go out, you cheat, you get pregnant,
It's over.
that baby daddy take care of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I heard that age too, I was like, oh, they're babies. You know, they're babies.
Yeah.
And again,
Yeah.
what do I always say, people? There are a lot of single people in relationships.
Yeah, that's
Well, they specifically mentioned breaking the vows like you were talking about
Yeah.
before.
They're a lot. Yeah,
Relationship.
it's not. The promises are cute and the dresses are cute and the party is cute. And then reality hits when you go home. And you're like, what that mouth do when you see somebody else?
No.
It's innate. No.
Those people are just not meant to be wives or husbands, whatever.
But the divorce rate, we can't lie. You know, the divorce rate is what it is. So the majority of people are not meant for marriage. The majority.
well, those
It's
two
not
chicks,
isolated.
That one chick, not two, but that one, she
Yeah.
definitely wasn't. But I mean, I don't feel bad because, again, you were obviously having a relationship with somebody else. It wasn't just a fling, and
Yeah.
my bad.
Ooh.
Baby daddy could take care of you.
Yeah.
And even if it was a one night stand, it was a bold move,
Yeah.
and she should have planned for
Yeah,
if this happens. If you're that bold to
Right.
cheat on me and get pregnant, oh baby,
Yeah,
you better
that's
have a
crazy.
plan.
Yeah,
had a
'cause
plan.
Bye
I
bye.
mean, and the thing too is that she didn't become forthright and just say, "Hey, I did this thing."
Right.
She was confronted. So
Like,
who knows
come
how
on,
long?
see, yeah.
How is she gonna have a whole 9-month pregnancy before she
See?
finally tells?
Right.
Hey.
Like, when was you gonna tell her?
yeah, that's
like,
it. Yeah.
When the baby popping out, I'm just confused.
Do you think there's any, if they thought that they were both in the same exact like sexuality, do you think there's any tension that she ended up going with a guy or anything like that?
Yeah,
Do you
it's
think that
like
would
you're-
bother the woman who didn't cheat, the older one?
Well, I'm not the lesbian
Wait,
here, but
what
I
was it?
did.
Yeah,
So if they both had the understanding that they both only liked women, and then she obviously got pregnant by a man, do you think that is something to kind of turn the knife in the wound, or does that not matter at all?
I feel like that's
I mean, yeah, just like when dudes hate when their chick like wife or something either cheats on them with a chick or leaves them for a chick. It's more like a
Yeah.
But I mean, to me, I always say, I don't care who you date or if you're gonna be committed to somebody, be committed.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, that might have and especially somebody that young, she might think like, damn, I don't know, my next girlfriend, she might be the same, or
Yeah.
like
I think that would twist the knife because that's like a
Yeah.
heterosexual relationship. If my man left me for another man,
Yeah. Would that
I'd
bother
be
you?
like, yeah, it would bother me.
It's like, what do you have that like you're
Right,
not,
it's like, I can't compete with a
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I Yeah, but I'm like, I can't compete with a real, you know what I mean?
Especially young, it's just.
Would you date a bisexual man?
No,
No, why not?
not for me.
Just answered that
Why not?
quick.
Why?
Not my kind of party. Not my kind of party.
Just complete. What if you found out that Mr. Perfect, the guy that we talked about earlier, if you found out that everything was perfect, he proposed to you, but he says, before we get married, I'll have you know that I had a history as a
Yeah, I
bisexual
can't
man.
do it.
I'm not bisexual anymore, but I did have a history.
I can't marry a man with a stretched out booty hole. Like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Wait,
I
so-
can't. It's not from. I'm not that fluid or freaky or free. I can't do it. I wish them
Okay.
well though, but because some women are cool with that, but it's not my cup of tea.
So for any of you, do you guys? Going back to the story is I kicked my wife out after she cheated and got pregnant. Is there any of you that would even consider taking care of the child of the?
Expensive?
No, like what she think that you were gonna be like, hey, honey, I got pregnant for free. No IVF. Let's keep it. You know, like
Conception.
no, like I was just saying, like
You had to have been tossing that idea around.
you know, like
second
you know,
coming.
And doesn't
Yeah,
it
right,
seem-
like-
I feel like a lot of situations are always saying like, oh, I accidentally saw this on my phone. I feel like this can't be a real thing.
Yeah, when I
like
heard
everybody's
that,
like constantly
I accidentally saw
finding
it.
How is everybody accidentally finding stuff on people's phone? I don't think I've ever
Yeah.
found something accidentally on anybody's phone my entire life.
My wife has my password. I leave my phone out. The only time I hide is during Christmas when I have to when I have my.
See, this
You know what I'm
is an
saying?
example of someone who is willing and ready for monogamy.
Yeah. But I
You're
just
rare.
Oh, thanks. Is that
Rare?
a good thing?
That's a good thing. No, it's a good thing because you.
I
actually-
think
I don't think that's rare.
she.
rare. The divorce rate. Don't listen to me.
Okay, but that's just because they don't understand what marriage takes.
But there's a lot of
not-
what does
people,
marriage
that's
take?
millions.
What does marriage take?
It just takes strength. I would
It
say
does. Like
that.
I'm not easy to put up with.
Strange.
I'm
No,
not
it
gonna
doesn't
lie.
take.
Like, I'm a big baby
It takes
and
tolerance.
It
Tolerance.
takes patience.
You have to
The
tolerate.
strength to
people.
tolerate.
You have
Yep.
to tolerate
Tolerance,
people, and I
yeah.
refuse to tolerate anybody. I will not
but
tolerate.
you shouldn't tolerate who you're with.
Right
Acceptance.
though.
Like yeah,
right,
you know what I'm saying? Like I
acceptance,
said,
that's
like
the
I am
good
a lot
word.
to handle. Like I mean, I didn't want to wash my Yankee blanket because they've been winning. And she's like, what? I'm like, don't wash it. Like, and she's like, but it's like, it got dirty. And I'm like, don't wash it. Like, my dog's like playing on it. And I was like, no. I was like, if we jinx them. So like, and then she's like, what is wrong with you? So like, yeah, I'm a lot to deal with. So maybe she tolerates that. But I feel like if you are with the right person, you don't tolerate them. You just
But how rare is
wash the blanket.
how rare is
Rare?
I mean,
you probably have in her mind, you probably have a lot in that bank that we discussed earlier. So the blanket isn't a big deal because you have all this good stuff in that bank. You know what I mean? So it's like, how much can you put in the other person's bank where it's like, all right, I hate how you chew, but that stroke game. You know what I'm saying? Get it, chew loud because, I do agree. It shouldn't be a situation where you're tolerating, but most people tolerate each other. And then it just gets to the breaking point, and then the papers come out, sign there, and I'm taking the dog.
like if she would have stayed with her and tried. I mean, again, I say young, but like if she would have said, fine, let's raise a kid, but then you don't know where baby daddy's his involvement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where no,
It's
that's
messy.
my kid.
Yeah,
Or
that's
that's
right.
his-
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I know.
listen, this happened. It's not meant to be.
Yep.
Just go. I wish you well. That's it.
Too messy. And I love
Yeah.
how she didn't even yell. She was just
Yeah.
like, you
Yeah.
gotta
Handled
go.
that
Yeah.
perfectly.
That's
yeah.
how you know how to
That's
do
it.
that.
Because she
Yeah.
probably knew too. Either she was bi, or she just had a feeling. She was like, if this ever happens, just let him go. Always let him go. Don't deal
Yeah,
with.
don't punch
Don't
them.
deal with crazy. Just let him go.
No violence. See,
Let
that's
him
what I'm
go.
talking about.
No violence.
Yeah.
That's your
Well, I
mantra
mean,
for the.
Yes.
Well,
I get for that, yes. For
Yes,
that part,
yes.
yes.
That's my
But I
takeaway.
mean,
No
like,
violence.
but not when you talk about the.
they need a parting
you know.
gift, black eye or something.
Oh my god.
You learn from experience, though. Just it's not worth it.
Slash one tire, not four. I've grown.
Yeah. Pull a carry Underwood.
No tires. Like that's just so unnecessary. You're wasting energy when you could be making.
No, it's
money.
just a quick.
no.
Just one tire. I've grown. I used to do four of them.
Wait, do you have any stories about that before we wrap this
Right.
up?
Oh my god. Well, no, it wasn't the tires. I did he had a what do you call it? A sidekick Jeep. So it had like the material top, and I like cut that out.
Oh, wow.
You cut that?
Yeah, I cut that out. Now I've done a lot of like, oh my God, we don't have the time.
Oh, we
don't
have the time. Yeah. So why did you cut that?
Because I was pissed
That's expensive
off.
to replace.
She's from the Bronx.
I'm from the Bronx.
She's from the Bronx. My wife's
He
from the
did her
Bronx.
wrong.
No,
Yeah,
it's
you don't
not
do me
acceptable.
wrong, especially back then. I was a nut back then. I
No.
did wild things.
Oh my God. What did he do?
He had a picture of another girl in his dash
That's it.
in the glove, I'm sorry, in the glove compartment. He's lucky he
Wait,
survived.
Like you don't know
Like
who
a
that
printed
is.
photo?
Like,
What is
A printed photo?
It was that I'm that old.
No, but I mean, like, what
Was it
Yeah, it was a printed
what
photo.
was
It
what
was a
it?
printed photo of like a girl. You know how a girl's like, "Hey, here's a picture of me,"
Okay.
and I opened the glove compartment. I was like, "What the fuck is this? Does this look like me?" It doesn't look like me.
Whoa.
And then that just led to all kinds of things. And we were together 13 years. So it
Oh,
was,
damn.
Yeah, we were together
13 years.
Was that the end of it?
No, that was nowhere near the end of it. No, are you kidding me? I'm from the Bronx. That was love.
So you
that was part
slashed
of the love.
the top and then you kept driving in that car?
Yeah, but I did a lot. I've broken so much furniture, so much.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
just madness. Pure
No,
madness.
this is why men say they don't want women from New York. Y'all
Oh, damn.
I'm just saying. Not the hoops. Like you're proving their point though. Like
No,
y'all
but-
are
And you know
aggressive.
don't let them tell you that. Don't believe the hype. They like crazy.
No, they do not.
Men are
I
hunter. Listen, men are hunter gatherers. They'll tell you because you really see that lady's crazy, and then they'll be like,
no. I hate the stereotype that men need a little spice in their life. Like no.
they do.
Some people
They
like
do.
that, but some people like that. Go after me.
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some people do. Some people, I'm not gonna get into stories, but like some, yeah.
They like men like challenges. They're still hunter gatherers.
They're already facing challenges in the world. They're working.
Yeah.
They're already doing that. They want to come home to peace. What?
Oh, you believe that?
Yes.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
Has a man ever told you, oh, yeah, I like challenges. I want my woman to slice my tires and bust out my windows. They never said it. You always hear from a woman, so don't trust that.
If you would have found that
Have you
picture,
ever heard of Jodi Arias?
No.
Have you ever heard of Jodi Arias? You guys have heard of Jodi
But
Arias?
Yeah.
Joe,
She's one of my
Feisty.
heroes. She's one of my heroes.
well, you should explain for everybody in the chat who doesn't know who it is. 'Cause-
Okay, Jodi Arias.
Katie
is a
says,
woman-
who's Jody?
Jodi Arias, she's locked up in Arizona right now. And she was dating a guy on and off. And he kept playing games with her. And she was like, she slashed his tires. His friends were like, leave her alone. She's crazy. She would be in the bushes, literally, stalking him, slashed his tires. He would not leave her alone. And then one fateful night, she went over to visit him and she was like, so where are you going? And then he was like, oh, I'm traveling to blah, blah. She was like, so I'm going with, right? And he was like, no. And then she proceeded to stab him 39 times, throat and in the middle of the forehead.
Oh my God.
Okay. But he could have ended it at any point in time after those tires were slashed and she was talking. Men like it. It makes their
It's the
trust me when I tell you, they like the crazy.
The poom
They like the
poom-
crazy.
The poom poom was just good. That's all.
Well,
he
crazy
didn't
poom poom is good.
No, not even just that. It was just
Yes.
her. That it was just good, but it just happened. She just happened to be
see,
crazy.
chicks are crazy too. I'm just saying, like, when people are like, oh, girls are like, oh, my man, I'm going gay. Girls are nuts too. Just keep it there.
Yeah,
You
I'll
think
admit that.
I never made love to a man after I stabbed him or punched him in the eye? You think they laughed? Do you think they laughed me? Or do you really think they
I
laughed?
need to see these men because I don't trust that.
Do you think they
But
laughed?
you see, if I dated her, I'd probably be scared to break up or like anything.
Hello?
So, yeah. This.
Men
Was she the one that
they
like
love
wore a
the-
diaper across, like drove across the country and like wore a diaper just so she could get there faster? Am I thinking of a different?
I'm not sure if she because I remember that story too.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't remember if that was
That was her.
Jodi. Yeah, Jody wasn't having that. She was like, nah, yeah, not me, buddy.
Also, guys, before we do any last stories, don't forget you can listen to the podcast on Spotify. If you want to be on the show, shoot us a message over on Instagram at AmITheA. We'll try and get back to you as soon as possible, especially if you're on the West Coast. And if you want to submit your own stories, like I said, it's easy to do that. There's a link down below in the description, AmITheJerk.com/submit. Before we do any closers, anything like that, any stories you guys want to throw out there before we go to closing? Any stories about a jerk in your life?
There's moments.
I'm a jerk in my life.
You're the jerk in your life.
There's just moments like you blurt out things or you don't realize it, right? Like I was at the bus stop with a blind guy once, and he's like, "What time is it?" So I give him the time. He goes, "Oh, the bus should have been here by now." I said it'll be here any minute, but as soon as I said that, the bus came around the corner. I said, "See." I told you. I was just like, oh my God, what a dummy. Like I just felt like so bad, but I'm like, yeah, he can't see me anyway. But
So I have a story.
it happens, like,
I have a story. You guys can all tell me, am I a jerk?
All right, here we go.
I ghosted someone after the way they sounded during phone sex. Is that a petty reason to ghost somebody?
No,
Is it?
that's that can give you.
You never talk to them again?
I completely ghosted them.
Did you tell them?
No.
see that I've been the one who's been ghosted, and I think it's messed up.
Yeah, that's messed
Don't feel
up.
so bad for me. 'cause,
That's messed up.
Because like this chick, like even if she watches, I don't care. It was a long time ago, but she, it was like on my birthday. So it was so my birthday is at the end of this month, and so it was. I remember she's like, she says happy birthday, so I'm like thanks, and then I'm like following up with more texts like, what'd you do for Halloween, this and that. No answer. And eventually I was like, well, I guess she, but I knew I was gonna bump into her. I bumped into her, and she's like, I sensed I was gonna bump into you, and I'm like, yo, what's up? Like,
Wow.
she's like, I think she was like falling. I don't know, not to sound cocky, nothing. I'm just saying, but she said it. But it was just like, so I've been on that end, but I guess again, you just.
And when's your birthday?
go.
End of the month, you said?
Yeah. So you just the 30th.
Oh, my
So-
daughter.
See.
Ah!
But like you just move on. So I mean, I'm not gonna take my story and think you're a jerk for that, because we were friends. You just had phones to somebody.
Yeah,
and was
I
like,
think-
I don't like your voice. Like,
Yeah, like ghosting to me, people are like, you should communicate. I think no communication is communication.
I mean, I would like a reason. Like, hey, I'm not talking to you.
That's
no more.
what. So John in the chat says, no, Jen, ghosting is messed up. Give
Yeah.
them a reason, even if it's trash.
Right.
Yeah, give a reason.
At least I'm not
But
gonna
what-
talk to
It
you.
is
Why
better than
ever-
wondering, like, because it's like
Yeah,
it does
like,
suck. I'm not gonna lie, 'cause it's like
You should
know.
never wonder. You should move on. If I reach out to somebody, you may get 2 out of me. You may get 2 text messages out of me. I got things to do, buddy. You know what I mean? So if I don't hear back from you after 2 text messages, and we don't really know each other like that, we just plan to meet up for some coffee or something.
yeah. All right.
I'm not staying up at night tossing and turning. Why didn't he return my text? Like, I'm not doing it. So this guy I had been talking to on and on. Never met him in person. It was one of those kind of little Facebook connects. And then we took it from the Facebook to, hey, here's my number, here's your number. So then, we got to talking on the phone a couple times. And then when you talk to somebody after midnight, it gets freaking the witching hour. So we got to talking, and it got real sexy. And then we proceeded to have phone sex, and I'm on the phone, and he sounded like a gremlin turning. And I was like,
It was after midnight.
I was like, oh my, like it completely took me out of my groove.
But it's
That's
like,
how bad it was.
let him know that you just got him
Right.
walking around this earth just sounding like that. It's like, let
could've
him know.
fixed him.
You know, like you could have helped him out.
You should be like, listen, Gizmo, this is not how you
Right. So I
Gizmo.
was like, so I let him finish. So I'm not a whole jerk.
Oh God.
I didn't hang up. I let him finish, and then after that, I was like, I don't ever want to hear that in person. I was like, time out. I don't want to. I was like, no way. And I know it's petty, but it happens. Shit happens, man.
It is.
Well, on that note, let's close.
I like it.
All right, if you guys want to just say where they can find you, if you have an interest, I'll put links in the description later on for you guys. So we started that time last time, so we'll start with Mia this time. Go ahead.
Oh, like my socials and stuff?
Whatever you want, yeah.
Okay.
Whatever you want.
Okay, yeah, so I'm on YouTube, Hello Brown Girl, one word. I'm on Instagram, Hello Brown Girl, an extra L at the end. And yeah, that's about it. Just follow me, guys, and subscribe. Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks.
Nice. I'm Quinn. I've been here on the Jerk Bot, and it's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, this is called Jerk Bot, by the way. I forgot to say that earlier. Yeah.
Jerk Bot.
All right, Jen.
And then, yeah, thank you for having me. This has been so much fun. Jen K Comedy, JenKay, all over social media. Next month, November 16th, I'll be at Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club with Kenan Thompson Showcase. So come on by, laugh with us, have some fun, see us after the show. And
Cool.
come follow me, please.
Yay.
Sounds good.
And thank you for putting up with me. You can see me on Follow Jen Garcia on Instagram. I do have a podcast, but I'm taking a huge break from it. But if you're curious to see how I handle other shows, Block Stars Podcast on YouTube.
Cool.
Block Stars Podcast spelled out. But follow me on Instagram better because I'm more active on Instagram.
Well, thank you guys all for being here, and everybody in the chat. If you guys want to see the next episode of this, make sure you just hit the bell, subscribe, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Yay.